Hello, 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 everybody. We are going to get started in just a second. Welcome to all the people slowly making their way into chat. We will start in about 3 minutes or so, just giving people a chance to join before we get going. We are back at Fort Steep. We're just going to give it just another minute before we begin. Thank you for your patience. All right, let us get started. Following from where we left off, some things have sort of shifted around, politically speaking, with this game's universe. So let us just quickly do a brief recap, looking at the overall map of the game, where we started, and where we're going. In the beginning, it was pretty simple. Tea Realms in green, Coffee Empire in red. Tea Realms started encroaching a bit. Coffee Empire responded by annexing Genmaicha's land. Tea Realms ignored that, kept pushing forward. Coffee Realms, specifically Mate, responded by annexing Chamomile and Roibus's land. Black Rose decided to recapture that, and then just a little bit right here. As the situation progressed, the Tea Realms kept making their push until finally, at the end of last stream, we recaptured Genmaicha's land. So now we are in a net better position than we were at the beginning, if you want to just compare those two maps. We have since captured just the shore here and a lot of territory over here. Going back to Fort Steep to finish these required conversations, though we are breezing through this as this is a gameplay-focused stream. You are free, however, to ask any question you would like in chat, and I will try to answer it. Mate is no longer in prison, and she has a conversation with Black Rose. So let's see what they have to say to one another. And for context, Black Rose was the one who fought back Mate earlier and tried to kill her, so this is a kind of interesting scenario we have in front of us. Here, Black Rose is congratulating Mate basically on the fact that Mate is now pledging allegiance to the Tea Realms instead of the Coffee Empire, in addition to the fact that Mate, when fighting against Black Rose, didn't die. As Mate is noting here, Black Rose did utterly defeat her, but Black Rose's goal was to kill her, which Black Rose failed at. What was your goal? To kill you. But didn't quite work out, so now Black Rose has a little bit of respect to Mate. And so, essentially, kind of like what Black Rose was saying to Mint in a previous conversation, Black Rose is sort of, in a way, recruiting Mate. Just remember that for later. We have another required conversation between the Herbal Tea Realms here, between Chamomile and Roibus, where they're finally going to be deployed on yet another mission. The next level is an Herbal Tea level. However, they are now working with Mate, so we're finally getting all three Herbal Tea Princesses together in the same level. Better now than never. And we have one last conversation here, which is mostly Dragonwell just being kind of upset at herself. And, you know, there's the optional conversations we could have here, but we want to jump right to the gameplay, right to the levels. Level 14, the Milky Woods. All of the Herbal Tea Princesses at last, right? We go to the first level that the Herbal Tea Realms had. It is just Chamomile and Roibus. Just Chamomile and Roibus. Look at the third one. Just Mate. Finally, we have all three together. For the second half, I would say, of the Herbal Tea levels, there's 6 levels per tea type. So there's 6 white tea levels, 6 green tea, and so on. This is 4 of 6 for the Herbal Teas. Let's check out our loadout. We have a new unit and a new resource. This is the first level in the game to use lemons. And so our new unit here, which clearly is using a lemon, just look at it, is the Draining Tea. We're going to see what this does soon. We'll get into it when we start the level. Beyond that, in the recommended loadout, we're seeing 2 Kickstarter created units here, the Alpine Ranger, as well as the Blushing Honey Bomb. But let's just jump right into it, shall we? And this level, visually speaking, is a little bit different than the other ones. There's some chromatic aberration, there's some grain. It's a little spooky. It's the Milky Woods. Welcome. So Mate here basically saying, yeah, she's been here before. The woods used to be thriving. They're not. But look, we have a new character here. And this is Instant, a coffee regent. We know the name. This is the first time we see her in game. We're going to hide the HUD here with the H key just to get the full art. There she is. Now, Instant is, you know, not a specific blend so much as a style of presenting coffee. It's instant coffee, but you'll see more of her soon. Instant here is just surprised that Mate is still alive. Because from Instant's perspective, Cafe au lait was going to kill her. That was a very long time ago. And we kind of get the sense here that Instant doesn't really know what's going on. It's been about a month since that event. And she just doesn't know what's actually going on. Poor Instant. And Mate, of course, knows who Instant is. They are friends, and this is kind of an awkward conversation. Strictly speaking, they're here to invade. Of course. Instant doesn't quite understand. Hello, Nikisty. Thank you for joining. And yeah, she's kind of based on a sort of like Americana-styled, old-school 1920s to 1950s style fashion, you know. It's hard to pinpoint the exact origins of instant coffee. There's a lot of competing origins. It could be New Zealand. It could be a Japanese dude in Chicago. It could have just been a French dude. I just kind of went with sort of a mix of Japanese and American. I thought that would just make a very good visual aesthetic, and that's what we went with. Camille and Roibus are only just now realizing that they're technically invading the coffee empire. I guess they're sort of the most naive ones among the tea princesses because they've been so ostracized by the rest of that society. And Mate here is like, yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. So they're trying to figure out why is Instant even here. These are desolate lands, and Instant doesn't even own this territory. It technically belongs to Cafe au lait. Well, you think of it as janitorial duty. What does that mean? The trees that grow here are different. And what does that mean? And that's what that means. Nobody really knows what's going on here. Hello, Vladimir Lemon. We're finally at a lemon level, and you're here at the right time. It's the trees. There's something about the trees. So Instant was like, you know what? You wanted to invade this land? This is your problem now. Bye. And she leaves. And now we have to deal with this. And Mate's like, okay, guys, come on. You're not used to real combat. Here we go. And we start the level. As is the case in every level in this game. You should survey the battlefield. Take a look around at the map. Figure out what it is you need to do. What is the win condition here? Is just defeat the Milky Wood units. What are the Milky Wood units? These are the Milky Wood units. And what do? Well, they have 6 HP, they cannot move, they cannot attack, but at the start of the enemy turn, they're going to create these Red Eye units. And what are the Red Eye units? Well, it's this little guy, 1 HP, but it has this status effect Dodge. Now, we've seen the status effect before. We have units that can utilize this, just not in this level. Okay, and then what about the resource tiles? Well, there's lemon, and there's lemon, and there's lemon, and there's lemon, and there's lemon. There's a lot of lemon. In fact, that's the only resource. So you have a passive economy here, of course. You have chocolate, you have vanilla, you have lemon, and you have tea leaves. And you get quite a considerable amount of tea leaves. And a fun fact about coffee from Vladimir Lemon in the chat, a red eye is a type of drink. Comprised, of 1 cup of coffee and 1 shot of espresso. And it will keep you awake at night, hence the name. Well, I think the name originated based on the cultural context of taking like red-eye flights or something. I'm not entirely sure of the history, but it's a really cool name and makes a very cool aesthetic. It's a unit with a red eye. Okay, so looking at the passives that our princesses have here, Chamomile makes units that, if they attack something else, it makes that unit sleepy. It disables their abilities and triggers. Well, this is an ability. So if a unit Chamomile makes hits a tree, the tree won't make these red eye units, right? So that's totally what we want to do. Roibus has an ability where when her units decommission, they explode instantly, and In the surrounding tiles, they apply some sort of effect based on the resource composition of that unit. And Mate has stealth. Her units have extra move, her units have stealth. This is going to be really great if we could get one of her units right up against a tree, and then we could just keep whacking that tree, and we're not going to be in any danger of being attacked by these, because they're not going to see the stealth unit. So how do we want to play this? There are many options. With 6 HP here, we almost have the movement necessary to just outright defeat this unit. If we were to get this resource tile, we would have enough to just defeat this unit. What is my computer loading right there? Okay. These guys can be tricky because now there's a lot of RNG involved in this level, and basically this is the only enemy in the game that has dodge. Fun fact about this level, the game designer did not make this level. I made this level. I'm the one punishing you. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? I want to claim some resource tiles. So let's claim this one. And let's claim that one. And let's do what we said we were going to do by moving units here to attack this tree and just get rid of it. All we need to do now is make another unit. Make ourselves, let's say, a Tea of War. We can make any unit here, but for now, just a Tea of War might be fine. We could do a chocolate. That won't really cost us too much, so maybe it's better get the chocolate, which has 3 armor, move it next to an enemy. Its ability gives us more armor, and then attack it for 2. So with 5 armor, this thing is a little hardier than a Tea of War, but it costs a bit more as well. So that's dealt with. I want to open a path. If I can open a path down here, good things will happen. So let's see if the RNG is in our favor. It is in that case. That is actually quite good. I don't usually get RNG that good. From here, we could kind of do what we said we were going to do. Make a stealth unit with Mate. Ideally a stealth unit with a bunch of attack that can just sort of hit that tree. I want to see good attack. I want to see good movement. I don't actually care so much about the chocolate because this stealth unit is never going to attack another enemy. Hopefully, it's just going to attack the trees. So let's just make the Tea of War because that's the cheapest unit we can make. We can guarantee a hit against this. That's good. Now, we are going to continue moving, and rather than claim this tile immediately, I want to see if I can kill this unit. Will I get lucky? I did not get lucky that time. Can I get lucky? Is the next question. Well, before that, we can get rid of this tree as well. So we want to get rid of these trees as quickly as possible. These trees are very dangerous. And I'm going to do a little play here. Actually, I'm going to brew in this tile because I want to make another chocolate to move it, to get that extra armor, to get that hit. That tree is dealt with. Can I get lucky with the RNG here? I cannot, unfortunately. We got very lucky that first time. So what do we have left here? Well, we have not used the Brews of Rooibos, nor the Brews of Chamomile, and we still can move. We could still try to get these tiles, and we should try to get these tiles. So how do I want to play it? Well, let's get that tile immediately. Let us try to see if we could clear a path to this tree and disable the tree from making more units. That would be great if we could do that. Okay, one more shot at this ideally. There we go. So now Chamomile is going to make a unit that can disable this. And we can't make another chocolate, but we can make a draining tea, though that won't kill it. But the draining tea is pretty good in many other regards. It has higher HP, and when it strikes an enemy, it drains them. It makes them weaker. It lowers their attack. It can disable enemies. They're a very good unit. So I do want to make the draining tea. And so now this tree is disabled. And if any of these red eyes attack it, the draining tea has enough HP to survive it. Hit them back, also cause them to be drained. That will deplete them of... excuse me. That should deplete them of their ability to cause more damage. Let's try to get more things going here. Just getting that there. This draining tea is set up. We want to kind of keep our princesses in a relatively central position for safety. But before we do anything else, I would like to make a scout, and I would like to claim the last resource tile. So we've got the boons from everything. We have a ton of lemons. So we really should be using these lemons as best as we can. Once again, I want a central position. Now, if I decommission this unit, right, it's going to apply drained to neighboring units, which is really good. I don't know if I have enough movement right now for it, but I do want to sort of make a meat shield, and we will. So let's just make a little bit of a meat shield right here. I think that position's actually pretty good. And here we're going to get more of these draining teas to hit more of these trees. What else can we do? Move chamomile in, and that's everything we could do in that turn. Let's see what happens. A bunch of enemies showed up, and they are swarming. Now watch what happens with this lemon interaction. It's going to be kind of interesting. Well, that one's not so interesting. It dodged, it dodged, it dodged. Come on. Yes! Okay, that kills it. Unfortunately, it died. Oh, that one didn't dodge. Okay, this is actually not too bad. Hit it back? Alright. Unfortunately, we're dead there, but we're in a pretty good spot now. This tree is exposed, right? And so we could do a couple of things here. We can actually get rid of this tree this turn. And the way we would want to do it is I want to just hit it first. I want to move this guy out of the way. So now it has 4 HP. We could do 2 HP here, 2 HP here. This tree is gone. Prioritize the trees. That is the win condition. Looking down here, this tree also can be taken care of this turn. This is actually quite good. Right, we have our stealth. So I'm going to start moving her, or this unit, just to get in position to start to move to this tree. That's taken care of. That tree is gone, and that was a pretty big threat being so close to us. So now the only trees are sort of in the corners. That's pretty good. And we can work with that. I want to start making my way up to this tree. Let's see if I get lucky with the RNG. I did. Over here, what can we do? Start making our way down. Will I get lucky with the RNG? I did. Wow, I'm getting really lucky. Will I get lucky? I did not. Start making our way up. Start making our way up to hit that. Let's see. I can maybe get very lucky to move this unit. If I clear this, we're in a good position. Alternatively, there's so many options here. I just need to do 3 damage. I have nothing that does that high damage, but I have things that I can work with. Let's think about this a bit. So we have this lemon. Now, what we can do is these are threats. I'm going to try to kill one. I am so lucky today. If I didn't hit it, I would have decommissioned, but now it's better to keep it alive, right? So let's see what we can do down here. We can make another chocolate, and this is going to get a lot of armor from these 3 adjacent units, so we're going to survive anything, and just start hitting the tree. Just want to hit that tree. We can make a mobile kettle to get in closer to make more units to try to hit this tree. So let's make another chocolate, go in, get that armor, hit that tree. Won't kill it, but it's in 1 HP range, so it will die next turn. Great. Start moving our forces up. This is the biggest threat to my princesses, so maybe I'll get lucky. I did not get lucky. Let's just start moving up. I might be bold here. If I could clear this out of the way. I couldn't. If I could clear it out of the way, this tree could go down this turn pretty easily. Technically, it's still possible. I do it in just a simple Tea of War. And if I make the mobile kettle, but then I would have to... 1 HP. Yeah, this is going to be rough. Because I just need a movement range of 3, which I can get from the draining tea. Okay, that tree goes down, and I just want to pop a squat right there. Unfortunately, didn't really get to take advantage of the princesses this turn. I feel pretty comfortable moving them in a little more strategic a position. I don't think this is under threat in any capacity. We could start moving up. Sleep there, sleep you, sleep you. Stay on that tile. That's the end of our turn. It's getting places. There's only 3 trees left. I'd say we've gotten pretty lucky this level. Now, you can mitigate the luck by using those lemons. You can fully disable these red eyes, and then they just can't do anything, which is great. There's also some really cool healing units and other units we're not taking advantage of. But that's because the lemon is so underrated. It's my favorite unit in the game because of just how versatile it is. If you get a swarm of them, and they're pretty cheap, you can fully disable the opponent, and that just feels good. So we take our stealth mate unit, we can move in position, and this tree will go down in at least 2 more turns. We can get rid of that. That's gone. Great. How are we doing up here? That... Oh, that's so funny. They've fully blocked the path, haven't they? Oh, that's so funny. Well, let's see. Can I get lucky? Nope. Try it again. Can I get lucky? Yes. That's great. Okay, we have an inn. Let's start, oh, this is dangerous. This is close to our brew. It's no longer dangerous. Start moving that down. Start moving you in. Start moving you in. Lemon time. Not getting too lucky here. Let's see. Start moving you down here. And I think it's time for Mate to make a bold move. What's the highest move we can get is this chocolate, but Tea of War is cheaper. Just barely not enough, but nothing can really do... These enemies can't do anything about this. We want to start bringing the chocolate down. Can I get lucky? I can. That's good. I want to see a Rooibos explosion here. I've been talking about it, and I think it's possible. I think there's a good position here if I can get a lemon. Don't think the lemon has enough move, though. The chocolate explosion will give us armor, and that's actually going to be pretty good here. So let's actually do that. I'm going to move the chocolate, and I'm going to decommission it so that it explodes, and we get a bunch of armor on these dudes. They're going to live. That's great. We want now to try to do something with chamomile here. And just any unit, and I think the Draining Tea is such a good choice with her as well. And now let's see. We have the teapot. Make more units. Not many. We're running out, but Draining Tea is so good because we can make 4 more of these, and look how many lemons we have, so start using them. Rooibos can decommission here, which would disable this unit, and I think that might be the play. So this unit will never have an attack again, basically. Let's start moving and start rotating to try to get more armor, and maybe we get lucky. We did not. That scout there. Now we can use the resource tiles we have. Make more lemons. Have fun with the lemons. That's great. Make more lemons. That's the name of the game right now. Try to clear the path, getting really lucky here. And dare I say it, make more lemons. And let's see what the enemy does now. So they make a few more, not many. We're winning. We've got this in the bag. Paths are opening up. They keep dodging, which is unfortunate. Now you'll notice the enemy is surrounding these stealthy units, but they can't do anything about these stealthy units. And that's the beauty of it. Mate is such a good unit in this game. She is so strong. Her units are so good. Use them to breach, and you won't have trouble in this game. 0 damage. That's from the Rooibos decommission there. Alright, we got that one. We got that one too. That one unit has been putting in work. Oh my goodness. Wow. So we take care of this tree because it only has 2 HP, right? This tree is done, or it has 4 HP and we have enough to deal with it. There's 1 tree left. We need to do 4 HP of damage to it. And we can do that this turn. right now, and we'll just win. It's not a hard level. Some people said this was a hard level. There's RNG, but just keep making the lemon unit. I have 50 lemons here. Anyway, that's that level. A nice, short, sweet one. Kind of easier than the previous ones. It's your first time having all of the herbal tea princesses together in harmony. They all have a purpose in this level. So, we've done it. Got attacked by a bunch of zombies. Mate fears nothing now after dealing with Black Rose. And so Mate makes the realization that, she was taken advantage of as a child, and so she is shifting her loyalty a bit. And she gives an apology here, and it's a genuine one. And so they have a little bit of a shared history here of being disrespected, right? Because herbal teas are not real teas. But this is now the new driver of their motivations to move forward. And so Mate here says, I know my words will never be enough, so let me use my actions to prove myself and to apologize in that way. A nice little ending note. And yes, when life gives you lemons, keep making a businessman that's going to annoy the heck out of everybody. The joke here was that when we made that unit, we were thinking visually, what's an annoying thing? What's annoying? I want to convey a unit that's annoying because its purpose is to annoy the enemy. And for some reason, I was like, well, businessmen are annoying. Let's do that. One of my friends, IRL friend, actually crocheted a little a little model of the lemon businessman, and maybe I'll post pictures of it later on our Discord that you can join, perhaps also on social media with his permission. And it's very good and very cute, and I really appreciate it. And lemon is a good thing to add to both teas and coffees. Try it out yourself if you don't believe me. So let us see what has changed. We got new books, apparently. We have map update that I think would be great to take a look at. What's the new book we got? Yuan Young had some writing about what it's like to be interned at Fort Steep. Basically, she thinks that the era she lives in today is different than the era she lived in the past, in the old war. This map has updated. There's Instant with her tiny bit of land way off in the corner. But thanks to us capturing the Milky Woods, we were able to push up this river just a bit deeper into coffee territory, as you can see right here. There is a required conversation between Baimuden and Mate. Let's see where they are. Oh, but before we do that, new resource. We just got lemons. It's time to make some new resources. Make something delicious. Every time you get a new resource in this game, you want to be going to this screen. You want to be making every combination you can with said new resource. And let us see what we will get. We shall use just lemon, and the only pure lemon unit that you have access to is the draining tea. Look at that little animation. He's ready to sell you something. Let us try blueberry lemon. Do we get anything out of that? Oh dear, we don't. Although, if you were to make a blueberry lemon tea in real life, that would just be delicious. So, try it in real life. Don't try it in the game. But what about raspberry lemon? Well, see, raspberry lemon is also quite good as a flavor combination. This is the antidotal hardliner. It's wearing a gas mask. Why? Something to do with poison. So the resource identity of lemon is transfer. Transferring status effects, transferring stats even. Let's look at what this does. It starts with 5 poison on it. But whenever it loses a stack of any status effect, poison or otherwise, it heals itself, and it also applies juiced to itself, so it gets stronger. So the poison is actually just kind of mitigated by its ability. Now, you could keep adding poison to this unit if you want. You could keep adding other status effects that will fall off over time, like regen. It'll just get stronger and stronger. It takes a bit to ramp up, but it has 13 HP. It can become a very powerful, devastating unit. And it has a lemon helmet, too. What about vanilla and lemon? The Caring Sorcerer. This is a great brew in the game. One of the Kickstarter tea rewards we had was based on this unit, actually. A vanilla-lemon combination, which is also delicious. When it heals another unit, it's a healing unit, and it's a healing unit for 3. It removes negative status effects from that unit you healed onto yourself. So if you have a unit on your team that has a bunch of poison on it, impede on it, all these other negative status effects, heal them with this unit, all those negative status effects will transfer to it, and it's going to juice up the other unit. Now, let's think about the interplay here between these two units, because this is interesting. If I remove 5 stacks of poison from this unit using the Caring Sorcerer, well, it's going to heal a lot and get juiced up a lot instantly, right? And then, atop of that juice boost that it gets, it's getting more juice. Very powerful combination. This is the type of gameplay that the lemon units give you. Let us try sugar and lemon. Now here is another extremely good, maybe my second favorite unit in the game, the Corrupted Sorcerer. As sort of the analog or the parallel to the Caring Sorcerer. When it moves to a new tile, it swaps all status effects between all adjacent units, friend or foe, and itself. It gets 2 movement actions so that you can really take advantage of this. So you can conditionally go to one unit, take its status effects, move to a different unit, and then give those status effects to that other unit. This unit is insane. And there's a reason it doesn't show up in many levels, because it is one of the best units in the game. And I can't wait to show you it in action. Let us try chocolate and lemon. There's only 1 unit left. So we've already seen this unit and we've unlocked it. This was a Kickstarter-backed unit. It was the Blushing Honey Bomb, which is a lemon unit. We didn't get to see it in action, but basically, when it dies, it does an AE effect of applying impede to the neighboring units, kind of like a honey explosion, and you get a Tea of War in the tile where it died, so you just get the basic unit again. That's pretty cool. But what is this last combination? Well, it's going to be a tier 3 combination, and we know it's going to have lemon. So, let's try different combinations. Is it blueberry, raspberry, lemon? It isn't. Is it lemon, blueberry, vanilla? No. Is it lemon, blueberry, sugar? No. Lemon, blueberry, chocolate? And just keep doing this until you find it, right? Go through all of the possibilities, and eventually you might stumble upon it. Almost done all of the possibilities, in fact. And here it is, the Endo Symbiont. 25 HP, 3 move, has only 1 attack, but an attack range of 4. That's not very good given the cost, but what can it do? Before this unit attacks something, it removes all positive and negative status effects from the target, and it damages itself. So if there is a unit that is loaded up with armor or block or anything like that, you clear it off that unit and you take damage. And when your attack action ends, you gain juiced too, so your attack stat goes up. So the more you use it, the stronger it gets. We're going to see this unit in the next level, and you're going to realize why this is one of the most broken units in the game. And I say that about a lot of units. But part of the joy of this game is to break the game. This unit breaks the game, right? Some of the other combinations we saw. the Caring Sorcerer, breaks the game. This unit we're about to see breaks the game. We're going to break the game. But before we break the game, Mate and Baimuden need to have a little chat. Which is mostly just Baimuden congratulating Mate. Explaining how there were zombies, and Baimuden's like, what? And Baimuden's like, I got a lot of questions, but congrats on your first victory. And this kind of is meaningful to Mate, who wasn't respected as a tea princess up until now. Let's have Dragonwell and Chamomile talk with one another. See what that's about. Dragonwell is having kind of a mental breakdown this part of the game. She doesn't know what her core motivation is, doesn't know why she fights, has no motive, and is feeling increasingly stressed about it because she believes she might be fighting just because she likes to fight. That she might just be a violent person, and that's a scary thing to kind of come to terms with. But let's now have Genmaicha and Mint, green tea princesses. The next level is a green tea level, and it's a very fun one. Because we're going after Marocchino! Yeah, that's right. And Mint is ready to curse her out. But the last conversation is a letter, and we always love our letter cutscenes, so let's take a look. Let's read it out loud together. A letter from Masala Chai. My dear friend Roibus, are we friends now? And if you recall, Masala Chai has a bit of a rocky relationship. She sort of sees herself as the caretaker of all the herbal tea realms. It's kind of demeaning. She's been growing a little bit. The reason we keep having Masala Chai mentioned or evoked or having these letters is you won't really see her until near the end of the game, and we just need to make sure she has some level of characterization before we get to the end of the game. That's what this letter is. My dear friend Roibus, I wish you a hearty congratulations on your first expedition into the Coffee Empire. While I disagree with the very principles behind war, it is still endearing to hear of your recent successes. Though Masala Chai is a bit of the pacifist here, to a fault. And she admits. I'm going to clear my throat, give me one moment. Thank you, I muted myself so you didn't have to hear that. She admits that she knew Marocchino a long, long time ago. And seeing as how the actions of the previous level have now enabled the Tea Realms to push onto Marocchino's territory, perhaps it's time for a story. And of course, how the heck does Masala Chai even know about all this? She knows about everything. She's Masala Chai. She's great. When we were young, well before the concept of government, we of the old world would wander the land in search. The question, of course, is thus: search of what? None of us knew what it was we were meant to find, but our primal instincts told us to search. My long journey led me to meet other humans, just like me. Our search had found us new meaning, company. Did this satisfy our primitive minds? It did not. Carried on in our search, I found beautiful rainforests and tropical jungles at the south of the continent and decided I was satisfied with my travels. After all, I had met many amazing people and drank many amazing drinks. I believe I was the first to settle. Soon thereafter, the others did as well, perhaps inspired by my actions. Our search had found us new meaning, shelter. Did this satisfy our primitive minds? It did not. The more people roaming and searching, the more likely they will interfere with one another. You must understand that this is an involuntary need we have, much like water and food. Conflicts emerged and soon rules had to be put in place. Governments were established, laws and treaties were written and ratified. Our search had found us new meaning, order. Did this satisfy our primitive minds? It did not. The consequence of government is the establishment of borders, a prerequisite to border disputes. If nobody can agree on how to settle a dispute, then the oldest means of survival becomes a viable option: violence. For the first time, humans sought to cause harm to one another. Some were even killed. This is, of course, about the Old War, events we have heard about. Our search had found us new meaning: authority. Did this satisfy our primitive minds? It did not. Roibus, I do not know what we humans will find next in our search, but I, as an individual, have found my meaning. We are searching for a reason to search, and we will never stop searching. I did not wish to bore you with a discourse on ontological thought, but perhaps you may derive interest in my words. More likely, perhaps, is that you agree with my preamble. The story I share with you today is but a useless one. Take care of yourself, Rebus. Why did she send her that? Well, that'll be up to you to decide. For now, we have a level to play. Level 15. The Cocoan Road. I love naming things in this game. It's so fun. Milky Woods, Cocoan Road. We had the Barista Canyon. It's just so fun. The Alkaloid River. It's really fun to name things in the game like this. We have our green tea princesses again. We have Endosymbiont. We got raspberry. We got chocolate. We got lemon. And of course, we have Genmaicha's specialty rice. Let us start. All right. This is a level people had some trouble with. There is a difficulty spike, I would say. I will play through it. I will show you how it goes. And this is the place. It might be an allusion to some other sort of joke that I think most people wouldn't understand. This is the place. The place by the lake. There's a small problem up ahead. Is it the coffee cake? No, it's beyond that. Guess who's here for the first time? It's Marocchino. And there she is. Let's have her say a line of dialogue so we could get her highlighted. There we go. Marocchino is an Italian style of drink, very chocolatey, very sweet, very delicious, very Italian. A lot of coffees tend to be very Italian in terms of their presentation and style. This is no different. What could you want with little old me? And of course, we're going to finally learn about her personality. We've read her books. We know she's a little bit aloof. Let's see that in action. It's so long since I've had any suitors. Oh boy. So she knows you were the ones to raid her manor earlier in the game. Pretty fun. She's quite fond of her dress collection. Kind of throwing them off with this type of conversation, being the enemy. Why is she acting like this? It's overconfidence. Genmaicha's not going to fall for it. However, what about Mint? How about we head back to my manor together? She's willing to try on her dresses for you, you know. Fun character, having fun. Mint doesn't quite understand. She is simply the cutest, right? Mint, stop talking to her. Mint is getting angrier by the minute. The others are just disappointed at this level of diplomacy. So, Dragonwell takes over. Please surrender. And as much as Marocchino would love to be reunited with Yuan Yung, who we have captured, she's not going to surrender, of course. But if we surrender, hey, maybe we can meet with Cafe d'Oya, the Coffee Emperor, as we now know who is now named. So, are we seriously considering fighting Marocchino this deep into the Coffee Empire? You bet we are. Well, guess what, Marocchino? She lived. Marocchino was the one who sent forces after Genmaicha, as we've learned. So why did she try to kill Genmaicha? And she did, as we know, write about how she isn't too happy with having to kill people in war, but she tried to kill Genmaicha. She also did kill Dianhong. That is a little bit of a touchy subject, as we will see. Why did you try to kill me? She doesn't need to tell you, and she won't tell you right now. Enjoy death. And Mint is very angry about this. But it's time to fight. And as always, survey the battlefield, look at your economy, start planning things. Don't just make units. You don't know what's on the other side of the map yet. So what do we have here? We got raspberries, we got lemons. We have this big coffee cake, which will blast us from a distance with its ability. We got these annoying Maca Vanguards with their block status effects. A little central area of unclaimed resources, which will probably get claimed very quickly. And a backline with a bunch of resources that are already in possession of the enemy. How's our economy looking? Not great compared to the enemies. They have a lot of coffee beans, a lot of raspberry, a lot of chocolate, a lot of lemon. We don't have any lemon. But we have the willpower and we have the ability. Now, what if I told you you could beat this coffee cake in one turn? You have the tools available to you to defeat this coffee cake at 25 HP in the first turn. Now, I need to try to remember the exact strat here. You don't need to do it to win here. 2 turns is kind of like a good metric for it. But you can beat it in 1 turn. And we're going to try. So, the secret is that these units, the Tortoise Chaw, as we've learned time and time again in previous levels, when they're hit by another unit, even at a range, they deal damage. So, what do we want to do? We want to kind of move them in. We want to kind of start dealing damage. We want this to hit us. But before we do that, let's capture these most distant resource tiles, which gives us more raspberry, which is kind of the hint I'm trying to give you as a developer. Say, hey, look at what you have. Look at what you can make. Make that, right? So let's do just that. Let us make a raspberry Tortoise Chaws. Let's move it in. Get blasted. Make a raspberry Tortoise Chaw. Move it in. Get blasted. Move it in. Get blasted. Can't get those tiles yet. Move that in. Get blasted. Move that in. Get blasted. Okay, we've been blasted a lot. So what do we want to do now? Well, we would like to claim these tiles. So, believe it or not, I'm just going to make more Tortoise Chaws. Now, we have a move of 3. We have to be careful. 3 won't be enough, but move up a tile, make a Tortoise Chaw. I brewed it in its range, got blasted, still alive. Move again, get blasted a second time, but now we have the tile. Do the exact same thing with Mint. So now, this is at 7 HP. We've done a lot of blasting. We have more resource tiles. Brewed it in, move it, get blasted, okay. 3 HP. And, once again, and we've done it. In 1 turn, you can take down that coffee cake. Which is great, because now these other units can safely start moving forward. Let's do it, guys. And we still have Dragonwell, who gets stronger every time she makes stuff. That was actually a bit easier than I thought. There was a weird strategy I had before of moving Dragonwell into danger. I didn't do that this time. So what type of unit would we like to make? Well, let's make that Antidotal Hardliner, because we have the resources. Start moving that up. And you can see it's getting stronger. As it starts moving forward, it will get stronger and stronger. But right now, we are at a phase of this level where the enemy's making a big army. We're now moving our army forward to try to make a big army as well to counter them. And they have a lot of units. And it's very scary. This is a lot of units. And that's scary. We have enough resources to make ourselves an endosymbiont. We're going to see how that plays out. But for now, move everybody forward. Anybody you can move forward right now should move forward. Now, I got to be a little bit careful with Genmaicha because she can make ourselves a Kunoichi tea. And we want to just make sure that's moving forward as well. We don't want these units to block each other too much. I'd like to get Mint as close as I can. It's about as close as I can. This one can move up. Okay, we have 2 princesses. Let us make that endosymbiont. Has a big attack range. Has attack range of 4. It's not going to do anything this turn. It will next turn. And you, my friend, can make, I don't know, make a chocolate. That in. Now we have resource tiles we can use. Let's start leveraging that for just some more Tea of Wars. I like to make scouts also just to serve as a little bit of a distraction. These tiles aren't going to be very useful for us, so we shall end our turn early, and we shall see what happens next. Enemies moving around. Some of them want to hold a defensive position. Some of them want to move forward. The end result is we're going to deal with this when it comes, and you're going to see that endosymbiont. But we haven't had much conflict yet. It's about to happen. I want to move this endo forward. Now, I only do 1 attack. If I get a kill with this unit, if I can get a kill with this unit, I get to go again, and I'll be even stronger because of how this unit works. So, let's try it. You have 4 HP. I want to move you in. You're going to die this turn. But that will leave you with exactly 1 HP, just enough to get that 1 HP kill. Now I have 3 attack. I got stronger, as you can see. Now I have 3 attack. At a distance, I could do 3. It's pretty good. Can I take advantage of that? The answer is yes, because of this unit. It has 2 HP. Move forward. Please get out of here. I have 5 attack. God, I wish I can capture this turn. Can I do something with 5 attack? This has 5 HP. Now, I will damage myself if I attack it, right? Because it has block, and I will get rid of that status effect. But, if I do that, I can start popping off a little bit. And so I'm going to do that. I will get rid of this now that I have enough. I should have actually moved first. I'd like to pop off just a little bit more. I don't believe I actually have enough range to move here and come back, right? If I move into this tile and I claim it, and this is kind of the sad thing, if I move into this tile and claim it, I won't have the attack range to sort of keep going forward, which is a little sad. So I have to make the choice. Maybe I go forward and I try to get the center area. And I believe that's what I would like to do. Just take care of you. Claim that tile. Take care of you now. Let's see. I want to go sort of this way because these guys will hurt me. And there are units here I can take care of that don't have status effects. Now I'm doing 19 attack, just so you know. You really can scale. Okay, this is going to be the last one because I will die after this, but I can take care of one more unit, and I think perhaps you. And that's it. So one endosymbiont made with mint has crazy potential. Use that to your advantage. Speaking of using things to your advantage, let's start making more units. Let's get ourselves another Kunoichi, because they're very good. Do I have enough movement to hit this tile? I need 7 movement, and I don't believe I can do anything to get 7 movement, which is a pity. But, you know, start moving things forward. Now, Mint can make more units, but we really want to save for another Endosymbiont, so we just gotta be aware that we don't want to blast through all our resources here. I do want to keep making her more powerful. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not quite enough, but I believe having the scouts will be useful, just in general. That up, move you up, move you up. Everybody's moving up. Everyone's having a good time. Let's move you up. And you can go, and you can go, and you can kind of go. No, you can go. So Mint's the only unit that hasn't gone, but we should do something to kind of retain this. Now, these Maka Vanguards are really annoying, but you can kind of gang up on them using the Tortoise Jaws. We just have to be careful not to make so much that we run out of Raspberry for the Endosymbiont. I don't think we run that risk. We're getting 6 a turn, but yeah, these are just like the raw these are just chocolate. So we do actually want to make sure we retain that as well, but we can make this work. That should take care of the unit. Be able to do that again, perhaps. I think we can once more, just to start getting some damage on them. Now we have ourselves not much we can make. Make a Tea of War, maybe hold on to that tile. This guy is getting stronger and stronger. Let's keep moving forward. We got rid of that unit. This is great. We won't hold this position, but it at least pushes our front line forward so we can still continue to set up. And having this clumping is very good when we want to use Endosymbiont. That unit is holding the fort there. Oh dear. I got hit by the cat. I'll show you what that does. This cat disables passive abilities, which means we won't get this totem ability. Sorry. It just makes us weaker, so our attack is only 2. That's a little sad. It's not the end of the world. We can still pretty easily take care of it. Let's just shift a bit. Even with just 2, we can take care of it. Because, I mean, we can just do that. Claim that for ourselves. Claim that for ourselves. That's why we have the scouts. Excuse me. This unit now has 5 attack. It's getting stronger. Nice and strong. And let's try to figure out what we want to do here. We want to try to get another mint chain if we can. Let's make... We can't make the endo. Why can't we make the endo? Not enough tea leaves. So we're going to have to wait on that a bit. Which means defending... We should get enough now that we have these. So, no endo this turn. Start moving some things to unblock us a bit. Bring in Maicha in. It will be useful to us eventually to have the Tea Shogun, so let's just make one now. Move that up. Kunoichis can move up. They get 2 move a turn. Let's figure out this situation. This is kind of an interesting one. It takes 2 of the Tortoise Jaws to take down a Chocolate, which we did just there. This is a little bit awkward. See if we could take care of the Raspy Juggernaut here. We only have 1 tile we could use here. But we could make another one. That should take care of it. will get hit with a lot of damage. I'm going to pop a squat right there. Let's start moving our units. It's going to start with these ones. Get them out of the way. Them out of the way. That's all we can do for now, but the next turn we're going to have more tea leaves. We're going to be able to do more. And we're going to have more opportunities to pop off with Endo. Unfortunately, we do lose that tile. Not the end of the world, though. We have enough chocolate already to make 2 Endos, frankly. Ooh, the sleepy coffee is here. And our tortoise chaws are putting in work. Whenever they get hit, they hit back. Reflect that damage. Very good. Okay, so now we have a situation where we're finally about to collapse on the enemy. Remember our words, though. We want Endo. Dang, this guy's strong right now. So if I make an Endo, and I can only do 1, this is in range. I can hit it for 2 by just making a Tea of War. And I hope I didn't mess this up. I just need to do 2 damage. The chocolate will do 2 damage. Now we can start chaining. So we have that in place. Endo gets to go again for 3. Can we find a position where we could hit something to do 3 damage? Let's start moving the scout up. No, go attack this guy. Can I move Endo in such a way that I can hit something that will die if I could get 3 damage on it? I don't know. I don't know if there's anything in range that fits that criteria. Which is a little unfortunate. We are a bit brew-starved, but the enemy has been really burning through their resources. I mean, that's what all this is about. And soon we will take the advantage. These can attack for 3. I do want to do... This Trickster isn't going to really bother me. I do want to defend that spot. I do attack first. I have that advantage. I would die, though, if either of them attack me. So maybe I should rotate back here. Okay, 3 will deal with the Doppio. That will put that totem there. That's good. Samurai move up. I don't think I can use the Endo. Not yet. Start moving things into position. Sleep. You can sleep. And... It's a tough decision. I could technically move forward and hit that Doppio and expose myself. But I think I want to play it safe. I want that Endo not to take damage. The less damage it takes, because it's going to hurt itself with Mint's passive, the less damage it takes, the more useful it will be to us. And there's a lot of Doppio here that we can start rolling through in the next turn. And that's my hope. And I hope we can accomplish it. There's that scout eating damage. There's the sleepy, there's the cats. Okay, okay. We're almost at a turning point in this level. It is the penultimate level before a major boss fight, so of course, these types of levels take a bit. It's a pretty good position here for the chocolate to go in. Great position for the hardliner. I would like to use that hardliner, so what I will do... This is a tough choice. I only get 2 attack now because I lost some of the juice. if I send you in here, right, you do 4 damage. I send you in here, or you do 2 damage. It has 2 HP now, which means you're in range for me to just blast you, and now we could start chaining. Okay, that's good. That's very good. I want to do something about the Maka Vanguard. What I would like to do is hit it like that, just to open the path so that this hardliner could go in. Now, we only have 4. We only have 4. Okay, this is great. Chocolate goes in, deals some damage. You go in, you only have 4. Take that. So that puts us at 6. 6 is enough to take care of Dopios. This hardliner has been getting stronger and stronger each turn. 7 is actually enough to take care of the Raspy Juggernaut here. Okay. Oh, this is great. Okay, that goes in. We have 6. Blast things from a distance. You go away. You're dead. You go away. You're gone. Get out of here. 10. I want to get enough that I can start blasting these ones instantly. We need a one-shot. The Yawning Tricksters and the Shedder of Powers, they are very dangerous units. Now, unfortunately, Shedder of Power sheds its power. 12. 12 is good for the Trickster. And we don't have any healing units. 14. Get rid of the Raspy Juggernaut. Okay. 16. I want to try to hit things that are at full health. There's a great unit I can make right here, actually, which would be the Chocolate. Go here, get that nice boost. Get you out of the way, because you're an annoying unit. 18. Okay, I have 1 more attack in me. I just need to get rid of that status effect so I don't instantly die. Alright, that's great. You can now rotate in to reclaim that tile. I do want you to actually just die here because you're kind of useless. Well, yeah, you're totally useless, so just, get out of the way. Okay. We can make another one. It will cost a lot of resources, but we can make another one. I don't know if it's the best thing to make another one right now, because I think we want to start making other things. So this Shedder of Power is really annoying, but I do 6 damage, so it's gone. Ooh. Oh, we're asleep. That does nothing for a Tea of War. I would like to knock your status off of you, if I can. Raspy Juggernaut. Okay, you're going to die here, but it's going to be worth it just to get some damage in. Somehow you didn't die. That's actually incredible. Yeah, I think I'm not going to make the Endo. I think I want to focus on units like the Antidotal Hardliner that can go in and get stronger over time. I think that'd be a good thing to attack. Get that Doppio. Tortoise Chaw. And you go actually hit this one. I have 4 HP. Fortunately, I'm blocking my path here. Yeah, let's just send the hardliner up there. I see no reason not to. It's going to heal itself. These guys move up. They're slowly making their way back into the combat. Now, Dragonwell has a pretty big attack range. She gets stronger each time, so we can just sort of blast one of these units out of existence. And it's the Maka Vanguard I really would like to take care of. However, I think it's better for me to do the blast now on the Doppio, use the Dragon Power, make another unit, and start reaccumulating the Dragon Power. Plus, we have a lot of Tortoise Chaws we can make. This can sit on a resource tile. Ooh, oh my goodness. I didn't know Matcha hadn't gone yet. Do it. Great job. That can stay there, that can stay there. That's all we can do. That's all, folks. We're only getting 7 tea leaves a turn. We won't be able to shift the tide of the battle that much as a result. But we're making progress. And we're due for another Endo Symbiont next turn. Let's see if we can combo again. Those hardliners are getting better and better. They're good to get out early and to just start building up, you know? That's a good feeling. Oh, we got the wizards. That is a scary unit to see. But the wizards are here to provide a solution in case you get stuck. Because if you hit them, they attack everything in range. That, if you have just one of these and a bunch surrounding it, you could just keep throwing things at the wizard, the channeler here. You'll get a good result. Oh my goodness, I have only one attack. It's because of the Shedder of Power here. I have no power. The Shedder of Power has shedded its power. So what can we do about this? Well, we have 7, which is quite enough to start pushing forward here. Ooh. This is a difficult decision if I want to use Mint to make an Endo. Can I get something at 1 HP? I can! I can because you have 2 attack. We have to make an Endo. We must. It is a requirement. Because we can take care of this Raspy Juggernaut. Now, we will take some damage because it's juiced. That's okay. Now we have 3. Just need to hit something so I could do... Oh, this is good. This is actually pretty good. 3. I just need to do 3. So if I attack here, that'll do 2. Now, I am taking some damage. This is not the most optimal. I'm going to move forward. I can hit you. Oh, I could hit you for 3, actually. I should have just done that. Get out of here. Okay, now I have 5. I can kill something at 5. This Yawning Trickster needs to go. Get out of here. 5. Okay, we're at 7. We're at 7. Doppio can go. We're at 9. This Doppio can go. I'm going to start moving forward a bit. See how much more I can hit. Move this scout out of the way. Move up. 11. 11 is enough to deal with the Shedder of Power. It will hurt, though. It will hurt by 1, because it shed its power. 11. Get closer. These Yawning Tricksters are the things I really want to deal with. They're very dangerous units. 13. I can get rid of you. I can get rid of you. 17. Okay, I can get rid of this Doppio. I can get rid of this Doppio. And at 21, I might as well get rid of the thing on the tile that I would like to occupy, please. Thank you. Okay. Revenge. Okay. So we're locked in at the 6 HP here. Hello, Soon Angelique. It's an easy level. Go in, hit that. All right. Now this is a little bit of a sad day here that I have 0 attack. Now, it's a great day that the Antidotal Hardliner here has unloaded and is ready to continue to wreak havoc. A little scary. These Shedders of Power, a little bit scary. Move units forward, as always. Get 4 right here. Just take care of you. Thank you. Appreciate you. 6 HP is an annoying thing. Samurai are going to become more useful, these Shoguns. Fortunately, this path is blocked for me. I'll just immediately move that to move the Shogun up. Okay, we've used her. We have not used her yet. Let's make a Tortoise Jaw. Sit on that tile. We can't make anything more. Might as well just get rid of that because I don't want to keep having to deal with it. That one can stay. This Kunoichi might as well frontline. Like, what else can you do? Do it. Just soak in. Just take the hits and die. Get rid of their attack. All right. What you missed, Soon Angelique, earlier, this level was me taking care of the initial coffee cake in 1 turn. I think I might make a clip of that, just a little highlight. Because it's such an interesting strategy that you can do. Alright, this is good. They didn't... These little cats didn't get too close to me. As they continue to shed their power, though, they're losing their status effects, which means this one's no longer a threat, for example. This is not a threat anymore. This is an annoying one, because now I only have 4 attack, the jerk. 2 attack, also a jerk. We're going to take advantage of the fact that I only have 2 attack here, because what I'm going to do is move that in. The one with 4 attack will move in and get rid of that. Great. This is 6. I have 6. Do the math. Math is good. Okay. What now? What now? This doesn't attack back, so hitting it with the tortoise jaw does nothing. You just have no ability to do any damage anymore. Oh no. Made me sad. 1 attack is actually pretty decent here, because that's the 1 and here's the 5. Start moving it forward. Am I able to create a scenario where I can hit something for 1 HP and kill it? Basically, am I able, excuse me, to make some magic happen here? To that end, I am uncertain if I am able to. That's 3 damage, but then... No, I would still have exactly enough to make an endo. If I do 3 damage... That's 3, though. It's not enough. Maybe I can make something happen with this unit. I could do 1 damage. 2 damage. Okay. Yes, this must leave. Yes, I see the path. You do 1 damage. You do 2 damage. You, go to be a sacrificial unit up here. I make another chocolate. Do 2 damage. You have 1 HP left. It's endo time. It's endo time. Okay. That didn't kill it! No! I messed up! I messed up! I messed up big time, folks! See, even the dev makes mistakes. This unit... Oh, it's because it got drained! That's right. I ate the status effects. And I was next to it. Oh, if I attacked at a distance, that wouldn't have happened. Now I am very drained. Okay. New plan. You're going to sleep here for a little bit. And at the 1 HP, we could take care of you. That's fine. It's not the end of the world, though. Thankfully not. Because we have Enmaicha to the rescue. And what we're going to do is make a Kunoichi to go in, hit you a little bit. And then it's okay if I don't get the totem. Just stay there. And you stay there. And you move up. And... I know, you could just move there. That's fine. You will die. Start moving the scout up. I want to try to get the scout to these resources. Yeah, give yourself some shields. Just soak up some damage. I shouldn't have attacked here. I'm just losing my shields. I can't use you. And our hardliners are getting buffed. This is good. Okay. I can feel it. I can feel the tide turning in this battle. There are a lot of units that we have to deal with. Fortunately, I still only get one attack, so I have to reconstruct some sort of scenario. Oh my god. That might be the scenario. Has 1 HP now. I can get the killing blow. Okay, I fixed it. Okay, we're good. We're good. We have 3 now. We can make 3 work. How can I make 3 work? This is how I make 3 work. This is exactly how I make 3 work. Make me another one. Chocolate has enough movement. Yes, make me a fresh chocolate. I do 2 damage to you. Get out of here, please. Thank you. Shogun. No, not that Shogun. This Shogun. Clear the path. This might be one of those rare moments where... Nope. Okay, we're good. You've gotten the resource. We have made significant progress here. This is ours now. This is our domain. I have 5 attack. You can move here. You have 1 attack. This is excellent. And the reason it's excellent is now you have 5 HP, and we're moving in. All right. We have 7. 7 attack. Is there a good... Ooh, Spirit Channeler. Is there a good unit I could hit that isn't one of these Shedder of Powers, ideally? The answer may surprise you. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! This Shedder of Power has nothing. It has nothing to shed. So yes, that is my target. I'm at 9. 9 is enough to kill the Spirit Channeler. 11. 11's pretty good. Where are you at? You're at 7? Ooh. Take care of this guy for me. That'd be great. Thank you very much. Would you like to deal with this one for me? Thank you. I want you to pop that shield off. That's great. Thank you. Maka Vanguard. Goodbye. I have 13, which is pretty good. 13 can take care of... If I move here, and I can make a scout here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not quite enough. It's probably advantageous for me to get rid of that Shedder of Power. And I do take some damage from it, but the reason is so that I can get Dragon Whale here to take that. I now have 7 attack that I could just use anywhere. And that includes this Shedder of Power that has status effects. That can go away. With my movement, at my 15 move, I still do the damage on the counterattack here, right? My 15 attack. I have a couple more attacks. I need to pick my units carefully. These Yawning Tricksters are very annoying. $19, $21. I get 2 more. I think I want to clear this path, please. Thank you. I get 1 more, and I would like to take care of the Yawning Tricksters. I think are a high priority target. Very good. Did you know I can make another endo? I have enough resources for it. Can I get enough damage to justify it? I don't know. Don't know if I can. There's a thing I need to do here by using the basic brew to pop this off. There we go. And the reason is so that the T-Shogun could go in. And even though it's only 5, the T-Shogun could go in and get its revenge. Clear that up. That's good. You'll recover your attack soon. You won't. Poor hardliner is kind of blocked here. You can start moving up. Okay, I only have 2 units that can make brews. Let's start with Genmaicha because the Kunoichi is going to be useful. I don't care if I'm sleepy, I just need to do some damage to you. All that means is I won't be able to make a totem. Not the end of the world. It is interesting to make a tortoise chaw with mint. It is kind of advantageous in many regards. Not so much against the shedders, though. So maybe what I want is to make the chocolate from here because that is just a damage output. We're doing it, folks. We're more than halfway through this map. We're learning how to use Endo very well. The die is cast, the Endo shall slap. Wise words to say. And you'll notice something interesting. The enemy ran out of chocolate. Right? We took all of their chocolate. They used all their chocolate. So that impacts the types of brews they can make. They cannot make this annoying Maka Vanguard anymore. What situation do we have before us is a kind of strange and fun one. That has 1 HP, though. I know a unit that would love to hit something for 1 HP. I have 3 HP now. I need to do something 3 damage. Oh, that Raspy Juggernaut is there and is not juiced. 5. Well, let's have the Maka Vanguard hit this. It's 0, but it pops off that stack. 5. We're at 7 now. This guy has 7. We could just inch our way closer. This guy also has 7. Goodbye. And goodbye to you too. So we want to start thinking about where we want to get our units in. I would love to claim these resource tiles. I would take damage in doing so. Is it worth it? Yes. Because we want to deny the enemy. I'm going to be smart this time, and I'm going to move just a little bit back so that I can hit that Shedder of Power from a distance and not worry. Now, magic can happen. We've broken through. With that 17, we're going to get rid of that Spirit Channeler. That's a scary unit. Okay. What shall we make? As long as it has 1 tea leaf, I can make 3 things. So, Shedder of Power is there. Let us make ourselves a Tortoise Chaw. Give ourselves a little smack. Make ourselves... We want low cost, like 1 tea leaf units. Tortoise Chaw. Tortoise Chaw. And let's claim that one. Okay, that's pretty good. We want to keep moving forward. Wow, this guy has 9. Holy crap. Well, just get rid of that one, please. You only do 1, you do 2. Might as well do that. You have 0, so just move back. Oh, you have 0. Oh, no. You're weaker, so go in and just finish it. Thanks. You're at 6. 6 is a pretty good number to deal with this one. Maybe I shouldn't have blocked that path, but that's fine. Up. 4. What do I want to do for 4? Am I able to hit this for 4? I don't think I have the move for it. I don't have the move for it. I don't want to hit the... Well, I don't care about the Yawning Trickster all that much. Let's hit that one. Why not? Fortunately, Dragonwell doesn't have her attack. I can't brew anything. Forward. 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 Everybody up. Up, up, and at 'em. You will be kind of a useless chump blocker. It's fine. This hardliner has 6. Isn't ready yet, though. In. Down. You'll be ready soon. Man, these tortoise jaw from the beginning are still alive somehow. Sleep. I think stay. And protect. Alright. We're now getting the same per turn tea leaf coffee bean here, but the enemy might reclaim tiles. We'll see. The enemy is not reclaiming them as much as they should be. They're being very aggressive. AI is in our favor. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. Yawning Trickster, I hit you for 1. Because I can then hit you for 6. Then the hardliner can come in and hit for 9. You can hit this for 2. You can, you know, you already moved. Let's get rid of that. There is a situation happening here that is very interesting to look at. Give yourself all of the shields. Just all of them. And please hit that for 2. I'd like you to move here. I'd like you to make another chocolate, which will hit for 2. That will kill that. Then I would like you to make... Do I want to do the endo? I feel like the endo might backfire. Like, I think I want to just make normal units and just sort of brute force it, if that makes sense. Since this guy has 0 attack, I might as well go in and try to just get the counterattack here. Yeah, do that big damage. Kind of trapped in this little corridor, which is annoying. Let's make Tortoise Chaws. I may have done this backwards. It's fine, we can escape this way. May I make one more, please? Thank you. May I make... Okay, we want cheap units. Let's start with a scout. Let's start with chocolate. Go in there. Defend that. Chocolate. Go in there. Defend that. Tortoise Chaw. Scout is going to be the cheapest unit, but I think having a nice... Actually, let's have a hardliner in the back. Now, that'll be useful soon. Okay, so we have all the resource tiles, except this one. Maybe not for long, but we have them. And so while we have them, we should use them. Can we make magic happen? Well, let's see. I have the range for this. Yes, I do. Oh, baby. That felt so good. We got the 7. We have the 7. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Yes, you must do this so that I may do that. Oh, beautiful. Now we have all of the resource tiles. I think we do. Yes, we're not going to keep them for long. What can we do next? We got some units that can dance around and open the path for other units. Seems kind of good. This unit can sit on that tile, please. Move that in. Only move 3. In which case, I think the best strategy is do that, start moving these in. Okay, we could do some damage here, and we totally should. Can't really do much with this unless that. All right. We are almost done this Cocoan Road level 15. And we will do the next level after this, which is a boss level. So you do not want to miss it. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. We're getting someplace. Oh my god, this dude has just 9. Do it. What do you have, 5? Not quite enough. Move in, hit you, move out. Now it's enough. Rotate here to get that sweet bonus damage. I think you just kill this in one hit. Yeah, there you go. Both died. It's fine. Do that. Excuse me. That's gone. What do you have? 3 right now? Close, close. Make ourselves chocolate. Get that, please. Thank you. How do I want to do this now? Love to get a Kunoichi in. Or... Actually, yeah, you could go in. There we go. Only 1, but I think as long as you're converging and surrounding these units, it's fine. Ideally, units that have, like, the attack stat capabilities. HP, ourselves a chocolate. That, move up. Hit you for 1, I'll move out of the way. Go. Won't do any damage, you go in. Go out. Go in. Now the Court Mage has a pretty high attack here, so we could do 3 here. Let's see. That's 2. Go in. At this point, you don't really need to think much. You can just kind of throw everything at it, because you're in the end game right here for this. Smack you. Oh, no, you were for 0. That's funny. Kunoichi, please. Thank you. Dare I say a Tortoise Chaw? Might not have been the best move, but... Okay, what enemies are left? A couple of cats. A couple of sort of really annoying cats. We should deal with that. We should make strong units. Court Mages are strongest. Go in, hit this for 3, so that Dragonwell can go in and hit it for 3 and get it out of there. Right? We don't want to deal with that anymore. I would like you to move in. I would like you to move in. I'd like you to get some Kunoichis ready. Is it just these 2 units? It's funny. Let's just start making Court Mages, because they're the strongest ones we have. Tortoise Chaws. Let's just end our turn. There's 1 unit. There's 1 enemy unit, and we don't need to keep thinking here. We've done it. 2 units. I'm sorry. Okay. So the ones who are useless need to just get out of the way. The ones that are not useless need to go in. Do need to claim that tile. Which we will, and we win it. And that is the level. It's time to hunt down Marocchino. It's not that bad of a level. Excuse me. All right, we have 1 required conversation between these 2. But take a look at the map. We have new books. Oh god, it's this dialogue. It's the Kiss Abyssal series. I'm not reading that on stream. You can read that on your own time. We are going to look at what happened with the map. This is where we left off. We just pushed down the Cocoan Road, and as you can see, we're making some progress here. Our goal is to kind of cut the coffee empire into two here, as best as we can, at least. Give ourselves all the advantages we can. I don't even remember what these two talk about. Oh, yeah, we're talking to Marocchino. Or we're talking about Marocchino. My apologies. So here we learn the Coffee Empire, or Emperor, hasn't really been ordering any of these attacks that have been going on. And part of the explanation here is that the Coffee Empire is an evolution of a confederation, so the autonomy of the coffee regions is still pretty important. Why even have an empire? Well, resources, respect, and power. And Cafe de Oya, we're learning a little bit more about her, is the strongest and kindest around. Turns out, in the Expanse, we've been fighting against Cafe de Oya's army the entire time. We thought it was Marocchino's, and we were wrong. A little bit of lamentation that maybe if they just talked to each other, they wouldn't have all these fights. Now, I am skipping these optional conversations up here, but they are really fun and they do give a lot of character building and world building, so I would recommend, when you play this, go through those. You learn a lot about how tea princesses come to be, what their motivations are, what they mean to each other. Basically, every tea princess communicates with every other tea princess at least once, which is a lot when you think about the fact there are 12 tea princesses. But it is time. It is time for level 16, Marocchino's Retreat. So same resource comp as last time. We have the Endosymbiont. I believe these are the only two levels for the Green Tea Princesses that have the Tier 3 unit. So same exact units as last time. We just have a boss to fight. Same resource comp. We can make a decision on if we like these units. So for example, I wasn't really using the Tea of War all that much. It has a nice attack, but I tended to use the chocolate more, which has a lower resource cost in terms of tea leaves, but a higher overall resource cost. So we could click this and we could change it, and we could make it a lemon, or we could even put the blushing honey bomb in if we want. But I'm going to stick with the recommended loadout, because I'm the dev and I decided the recommended loadout. Not exclusively, but you know, I want to show that it's possible. But if you want a challenge, get rid of the Endosymbiont here. Don't bring that with you. I would not recommend that. It's time for Marocchino's Retreat. How is everybody doing today in the chat? I hope you are well. Excuse me. We have cornered Marocchino. It's time. The second boss fight of, or the second major boss fight of Sovereignty. Naming Dianhong kind of is tense for Marocchino here. We'll see why soon. We do already know that from Marocchino's writing, she did kill Tea Princess Dianhong long ago in the Old War. It seems to be a point that it's a little bit of a touchy subject. So we've named who died to which coffee region here, which is quite interesting. And she is very unwilling to talk, and Dragon Will makes the point, can't speculate. We can't do anything but speculate because we don't know the full truth of what happened. What can you explain? Nothing. And she won't. All right. This is the infamous, notorious level 16. One of the hardest levels in the game for many people. And so I am going to walk you through it. Many of you have asked, well, how do I approach this? What should I do? The answer is the same as always. Survey the battlefield first. There are some resources in some sort of not great positions, but you want those boons, right? Going forward, there is a giant line of defensive units, and in her little house, there she is, Marocchino, 20 HP. What does Marocchino do? When she makes a unit, that unit gets 2 armor. Oh no, sorry. When she makes a unit, she gets 2 armor, and the units she makes gets an additional max HP, an additional armor, and a new ability that whenever they attack, they get armor. She is a defensive turtling strategist here. Strategist. Why did I say strategist? I'm so fancy. What is this unit? Little cheerleader. The sensitive buffer. Let's read what it does. When this unit is hit by something else, it gets juiced up. Not just it, its allies get juiced up in an AoE effect. So you really need to be careful here, because if I smack it and it's near a bunch of enemies, those enemies all get stronger and stronger. And if those enemies were made by Marocchino, they have high defense. So now they're getting high attack and high defense. We have the Spirit Channeler. Once again, it is one of Marocchino's signature units. It's also very difficult and annoying to deal with. So, our goal, I am going to, how do I say this? I am going to try to beat this as fast and as aggressively as I can. It's been a while. There was a version of this level that you could beat it in less than 3 turns. And I believe you can still beat this level, assuming the RNG goes well for you, in exactly 1 turn. You would need RNG for that. But less than 3 turns, or 3 or less turns, you can do it if you are a pro. Making this actually one of the easiest boss levels, surprisingly. It's a hard thing to balance. But you have to remember, you have a secret weapon. Mint and Endosymbiont. Your goal, should you choose to accept your mission, is to feed as much as you can to Endosymbiont to get it to pop off as fast, as quickly as possible. You have a lot of resources. You have a lot of Tea of Wars. You have basic units here that you can use to feed the Endosymbiont. We are going to do it. And it will be glorious! Step 1. We need a 1 HP unit. Step 2. Make an Endosymbiont. Step 3. Feed. Now we do 3 damage. Now before we attack, remember our attack range. We want to hit some of these tiles, right? We want to get resource tiles. We also want to push up as much as we can. So if I were to just attack this, I've messed up the combo. We got to think about distance, and I want to go as straight up as I can. I want to make Endo Symbiont here pop off. I want to bring it up. I want to wreak havoc as early as possible. And that is exactly what we are going to do right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So if I'm here, if I move up to this tile, am I 4 tiles away? 1, 2, 3, 4. Too far. If I move here, I am in a good position. 3 damage. We're going to get these resource tiles, don't worry. I have to take some damage here. I have to break through. And there's a reason I picked this unit here, is because I want this path open. I do want to claim this resource. I'm not going to be able to otherwise. I have 7. 7's not enough to deal with the sensitive buffer. It is enough to deal with the Maka Vanguard. Okay, we're going in now. I have 9. I need to clear a path forward. I need to get to Marocchino as fast as I can. And everything in my way will die. So the Yawning Trickster, I can't quite kill it yet. Right, I'm at 11, it's 13. Go through the Doppio. I have 13 now. Go through the Spirit Channeler. Okay, I'm at 15 now. If I were to attack right now, I die. I would rip all of the status effects off, but I would also die. So we have to be a bit careful here. We're going to save Endosymbiont's last hit to rip those status effects off. In the meantime, we need to wreak havoc here. I would like to claim some of these tiles. So I would like to get the Maka Vanguard. I'm at 6. I would like to get rid of the Yawning Trickster. I can do 2 more attacks. I would like to get rid of the other Yawning Trickster. They're very scary units. I have 1 more attack. I am going to pop off all of the armor from Marocchino. That's the turn for Endosymbiont. Let's see what we've done. We started at the bottom of the battlefield here, and we've pushed up and up and up, and there is a path. Not only is there a path, we have a tile. What now? Well, before we do anything else, let's just make our way forward, shall we? Start moving units up. Start dealing with these guys. They're kind of annoying, but we can deal with them. Now, we will get these tiles. All of these tiles, we're going to get them, of course. I want to focus on Marocchino. Because we're here. We're able to focus. I could make another Endosymbiont right now. I won't be able to do much damage. It's not going to be made with mint, but I can start scaling up. That could be important. I could do a hardliner. The hardliner will also start scaling up, right? Because that's just what it does. As the turns go on, it gets stronger. That's pretty useful. I could make the Court Mage. The Court Mage will dodge attacks. Go in, dodge attacks. I could make a Tortoise Jaw. I could make many things. What should we make? That's the question. Or do I save? Do I save my units, and do I try to get mint to make another Endosymbiont next turn? Maybe. 1 more successful Endosymbiont round like that might be able to defeat Marocchino. For now, claim some tiles. I'm going to actually have Dragonwell do this so that she can just have her Dragon Power start. We want the boons. And I shall make just the basic units here. Havgen might make some units. I think a nice Kunoichi T would be great. Kind of want to save these resources. We're in a good position. We got the boons. We're going to be able to make an Endosymbiont next turn. We could make another one right now. We can do it. And perhaps we should. And from a distance, I'm just going to attack the espresso. Get the one, get the juiced. Start building that attack. Save the resources here as best as we can. So don't get too crazy. You need to save stuff. Right? So how about keep it simple, make a Tea of War. And I'm not going to attack. I'm just going to pad the battlefield. Is that the only thing? Nah, I'm just going to end the turn. It is turn 2. Let's see what happens. Now, I only strip the status effects on counterattack. I don't do it on the regular attack. The kind of nice thing is I'm ranged, so I don't actually care about being surrounded. 2 attack. This has 2. 4 attack. Now, we can't do anything about that right now because it's not a mint endo. Mint endo. Get it? Get it? Yeah, I'm funny. Can we get mint to do something here? It's going to be a bit difficult given the distance, right? This is a pretty big distance. So we might not be able to. What the heck is happening down here? That said, you probably still want to make it. If you can, you should. Now, I am going to be able to go in and, you know, strip a status effect and do 1 damage. This has 6. I'm not going to have the range to hit that. Only 4. I'd be able to hit one of these 2. Is there a possibility that I can get this down enough? I don't believe so. If I make a Tortoise Chaw now, I'm not going to be able to make an Endo next turn. Actually, I lied. No, I can't. But might be worth it just to get some of that damage in. Because even if I'm not getting the kill, I need to start feeding. Let's have the scout slowly make its way up. I want to eventually have it come over to that tile. What do we got here? Sensitive buffer. Has 6 HP, but it buffs its friends. Scary. And it's already done that. What do I have here? Ability to potentially blast it from the sky. Lots of things I could do here. We also want to start moving this guy up. Just out of the way. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the consequences of my action here. Because even though this is buffed, I mean, what are you going to do about it? And make chocolate. Now, rather than attack here, we can do this. That's nice. I'm going to start throwing my units at this guy. This guy's a little scary. And let's make ourselves a Kunoichi. I don't want to go full in because of the block here. Scout can stay there for now. I don't want this scout to move here. These guys can move up. Stay there. Here. You're still alive somehow. Okay, now it's tile brewing time. You already move? I guess so. Can't brew anything from up here because we're surrounded. Can brew stuff from here. And I want to save my resources, so let's just do a Tea of War. Going to be useful. And I'm going to end my turn. So it is possible to win on this turn. Though if I do beat it too quickly, we won't get all of the fun dialogue. That endo in the backline is actually pretty great as just an HP sponge. It's soaking in that damage. And it's getting the AI to hard focus on it, which is always good. So endo can attack for 2. That's pretty good. We want to do much as we can to get it down to 2. 5, I will hit it. That won't be enough. Won't be enough. And it's also getting juiced, which is a problem. Now I can do something about this. I think even though it's getting juiced, I can bypass it entirely. Okay. Now we're going to be able to pop off a bit. There's the 2. That's great. Go here. We're going to take that 2. 4 is enough to deal with this Raspy Juggernaut. That'll put us at 6, which is enough to deal with this Doppio. I could even claim that tile. 8 is enough to deal with the buffer. Now, because I have 2 endos here, I can have this endo strip the armor off first. So we don't have to worry about that. So what we need is just 17. And we're at 10. There we go. We're at 12. I have to be really careful about my choice of enemies here. You're a good choice. 14. I'm close. That has no status effects. 16. I'm 1 away. I'm 1 away. And with the final action that this unit can take, I am at 18. Marocchino is at 17. It is the 3rd turn. You did not believe me when I said you can beat this level in 3 turns or less. But here we are. Successful. It's done. Whoa. Man, I'm so pumped up. That is the way you beat this level in 3 or less turns. Boom. It's almost as if I made the game and I understand the mechanics in and out. Of course, during playtesting, we also intentionally made mistakes to try to make it so that, you know, what happens if you didn't figure out endo chaining. And you could still beat the level. And I might consider replaying it at some point in the future, but I wanted to show you the secrets. It's over, Marocchino. I have the high ground. Whew. Let's get into this conversation, because this one's a bit long. Genmaicha requests a moment alone. After all, Marocchino was the one to try to kill her. Death would be too kind a release for you. So Marocchino there, we already knows who Matcha is. They were friends at one point. Old war shenanigans have happened. This is the situation we have. We wanted to end the hostilities, and Genmaicha's land was the easiest to take. And here's some new information we learned, that Yuanyang was wrong. Excuse me. This was an order from the Coffee Emperor. She really doesn't want to hear that name. But maybe it will come up in the future in a dialogue here. Perhaps. We have more time than I expected because of the 3-turn win there. So here's a question. Should we progress? Should we proceed? Should we take on the next 2 levels, the final 2 herbal tea levels? I'm thinking we might be able to, if you are willing to join me for such an expedition. Have 2 coffee regents here in prison. Let us look at the map. Also, hey, Earl Grey's back. That's interesting. She's been gone for a bit. So, I said I wouldn't read these books. I'm going to read them. It's just such badly written fiction. And I wrote it. I'm just gonna get the notifications gone. I don't wanna talk about it. So, this was Marocchino. This was her land right here, right? Let's see what we've done. The map. All of it's ours. Plus a lot of the expanse. We own it now. It has been split in twain. Though this land is like close enough that, a ship could just reasonably make that journey without getting, in trouble. So yeah, we've made some pretty significant gains now in this war. But it keeps going on. They have not yet surrendered. What are these 2 going to talk about? Welcome back from vacation. There's Earl Grey. So Black Rose and Earl Grey are black tea princesses, the strongest of the strong, as it turns out. And Black Rose is sort of vying for Earl Grey's spot as, like, the greatest tea princess, right? Earl Grey fought in the Old War, super acclaimed, super beloved, so storied, right? Black Rose is challenging that reputation, has maybe a personal vendetta against Earl Grey, but here's what her truth is. The White Tea Princesses captured Yuanyang. Green Tea just captured Marocchino. The Herbal Tea Princesses are about to embark on their mission to capture Instant. So what are the Black Tea Princesses doing? As she said, strongest of the strong, but what's going on? Masalichai is not fighting. Earl Grey is just vanishing for currently unknown reasons. But Black Rose has been doing some stuff. She did reclaim the Herbal Tea Realms. She did capture the Bay of Roses, formerly the Milky Bay. She was able to get Mate alive. She transported the Herbal Tea Princesses to the Milky Woods. She's basically been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. This is how you win a war. What have you done? Earl Grey, you won one major battle over 100 years ago. Why do you refuse to fight today? Well, Black Rose believes Earl Grey has lost her touch. A charming theory, grounded in falsehoods. Here Black Rose is saying, like, come on, let's do it. Let's fight. Let's do it. Let's bring it to them. You, me against Cafe au Lait. We got this. In 3 weeks, we'll win the war. By herself, 6 weeks. With her, 3 weeks. With her and Masalichai, 1 week. And Earl Grey is getting fed up. I wish I was born a coffee regent. I'd love to show you how battles actually are won. What a traitorous thought. How fitting, given the speaker. I love their banter so much. Supplementary traitorous ramblings. This dynamic is great. Going on another vacation, you must work so very hard. You will break one day. Mark my words. Well, now we have Earl Grey, and let's have Earl Grey speak with Marocchino. Or Marocchino, I keep pronouncing it wrong. I am sorry to all Italians listening to this. So, some context for those who may have missed the previous streams. Earl Grey and Marocchino fought in the Old War in like one tiny battle before Cafe au Lait got involved, and Earl Grey did not record the fact that she fought Marocchino. So much to the point that the Tea Realms forgot she existed. How could I forget? You tell me. I've read your books. You never once mentioned me. You are too unimportant to waste ink on. I love just how deep Earl Grey's comments cut. One I used to my full advantage, and Marocchino did use it to her advantage, at least at the start of this current conflict. There was a huge disparity in information that the Coffee Empire had and the Tea Realms. And look where that advantage landed you. Look what that advantage did to Genmaicha's land. Well, more fun banter. So Marocchino is pushing the blame to to Earl Grey, and Earl Grey's like, no, you were the one who actually did the invading. Excuse me. I do not drag the unprepared into conflicts they cannot possibly comprehend. A little bit of her elitism on not wanting to talk to certain tea princesses because of their status. Unlike you, I possess class. Apologize for being such a terrible liar. Marocchino thinks she sees through this. In Marocchino's eyes, Earl Grey wanted the Coffee Empire to make those pushes into those less respected lands because that would give more of a justification for the Tea Realms to fight back with full force. Yuan, did you attack Bai Muden? Nope. She just shows up, says nope, and leaves. It's great. Marocchino was simply the fool who fell for the plot. Earl Grey believes she is surrounded by women who cannot differentiate fact from fiction between Marocchino and Black Rose. Marocchino believes there might be hopes for a tea empire with Earl Grey at its head. I can provide paper if you wish to pen your next novel from behind these bars. Man, Earl Grey does not give two craps about this. Your advice is inapplicable to me, as the premise that justifies your advice is imaginative. Little bit of threats, little bit of banter. Looks like Genmaicha has some words she would like to say to Marocchino. I don't know why Mate is near the mailbox, and I guess Bai Muden's just kind of off in the garden for now, as a Silver Needle. And Shomei just wants to sleep. Let's have this conversation. It's time to learn a bit more of the truth, but don't rush to conclusions. What happened in the Old War, from her perspective? Well, Marocchino loves Matcha. They were great friends. She's ready to talk about Dianhong. What happened? Dianhong tried to kill Yuanyang. So she had to make the decision. Intervene and kill somebody, or don't intervene and have them kill each other. So she chose for Yuanyang to live. Did the Old War start because of this? Yes. Is it fair to say the entirety of the Old War started because you killed Dian Hong? From her perspective, no. It was when Dian Hong tried to kill Yuan Yung. And Yuan Yung is kind of like sitting idly by listening to this, which is probably deeply uncomfortable. So why did Dian Hong try to kill Yuan Yung? Tea realms have never killed a coffee regent. Right? That is true. The closest they've ever gotten to it was against Yuan Yung twice. Once in the Old War, once in the trial we had. Kind of a weird distinction to have, don't you think? And Genmaicha, of course, notes that Yuan Yung is like just the nicest person. So like why? Why are people trying to kill her? What is going on here? So, the only people who know the truth of what happened that day are Marocchino and Matcha. And Yuan Yung admits, hey, I don't even know what happened, and I was there. Dian Hong did bully Yuan Yung, but, you know, she's still friendly. This is true. We saw in the trial of Yuan Yung that Genmaicha advocated the most for Yuan Yung's sake. Marocchino's a bit surprised, knowing what she knows of Earl Grey and the Tea Princess elitism, to find out that Genmaicha was able to successfully sway opinion. So, this is an interesting point here, of course. Marocchino's like, why? You had no reason to keep her alive? Well, she had no reason to keep her dead either. You're just like your sister. So, it's time to learn why Dian Hong did what she did. Something changed in her. What was it? I'm going to warn some people in the chat or watching this on YouTube. Things are going to get a little heavy here. If you're not ready to handle those subjects, in the YouTube description I have here, there's going to be a timestamp that skips over this. Please click that. Pause, go to it, click it, and just click to when I play the next level. I'm going to share a bit of a personal story here that sort of inspired some of these events. It's going to get dark. I just want you to know that. So, we learned a little bit of Genmaicha here that she's into fishing. Matcha told Marocchino that, so on and so forth. But Marocchino's large point is that people need some sort of motivating factor, a hobby, an interest, something that they can do that makes them happy. And creative outlets are one way to experience that. Physical outlets through sport or, fishing is kind of a sport, are sort of the same thing. Excuse me. And through engaging in our interests and our hobbies, we are able to learn more about ourselves. And then after doing so, we pass on what we've learned to others. When we're at the end of our days, we can look back at all of these moments, these happy moments, these fulfilling moments, and leave life with a smile. So Genmaicha asks, what does this have to do with Dian Hong? I believe Dian Hong ran out of outlets. When a person loses their will to discover, they fall into a mental rut. Friends and love can help, but only if present. Perhaps it was because we were young and focusing on ourselves, but nobody was there to help Dian Hong. The implication is that Dion Hung tried to murder Yuan Yung because she was bored. Not bored. Suffering. She was in dire, dire need of help from somebody, anybody. Tie Guanyin could have helped her. Matcha could have been there, but nobody was. Dion Hung visited me the morning she decided to attack Yuan Yung. Collapsed to the ground, clasped her ankles, and cried at her feet. Marocchino, not knowing what to do, offered her a handful of coffee beans. He hadn't seen her friend in 5 years. Her friend came to her begging for help, dying before her eyes, and all she could do was offer a handful of coffee beans to a tea princess. How many did she offer? 20? Less? But that was all she was willing to do because she was so busy with her own ego, with her own hobbies, as she was saying before. One week later, she knocked Yuan Yung unconscious and held a knife up against her throat. The last words she said to me, "You didn't save me." Here's where we're going to get into something dark, and I want to make this very clear. If you have depression, it's not your fault. If you're having outbursts because of it, it's not your fault. But there is a point, there's a line that you can cross. This is going to get very dark. I've said that a lot. It's going to be very dark. I haven't shared this story much. When I was learning how to drive in high school, what I would do is I would wake up very early. My dad would wake up very early as well. We'd get in the car. We would drive at 6 a.m. I lived in a sort of, I want to say middle of nowhere area. There's lots of forests. It was very dark, but people did live there. There was very wooded, very dark. And I'm driving. And so at one point while driving, I didn't understand what was going on, but my dad grabbed the steering wheel and swerved the car off the road. And the reason for that was I didn't see something that I should have saw in front of me. In my defense, it was very dark. There was a woman alive, lying on the road, dressed in all black, black pants, black shoes, black shirt, all black. And remember, it's early, early morning. The sun has not risen yet. Just lying on the road, alive, waiting, from my interpretation, waiting for somebody to run her over so that she can die. She wanted to commit suicide, but was not strong enough to take her own life, and thus wanted to have somebody else do it. This could have ruined my life had I not had my dad swerve me off the road. There was no intent, there's no malice, but manslaughter is manslaughter. That could have been it. 16 years old, that's it. You're done. Might be criminally liable there. Might go to, prison. Wouldn't finish high school, wouldn't have gone to college, wouldn't have moved on. Because somebody who was suffering, who was in anguish, and I respect that, and I understand that, made it somebody else's problem. In this case, made it my problem. And that is not an acceptable action. You cannot make it somebody else's problem in that manner. Under no circumstances is that acceptable. And so that is what inspired Dion Hung. And that's what Marocchino says here. And it's a very complicated set of feelings I have over the entire affair that I've experienced. On one hand, I feel bad for this person. This person must have been in deep, deep pain, unimaginable pain. But on the other, I'm angry. I feel angry about it because it could have ruined my life. Because it became somebody else's problem. Because somebody who wanted to commit suicide decided that it would be better if it were manslaughter instead. I encourage you, if you're suffering, to seek help. But please, under no circumstances, put your life in somebody else's hands when that person doesn't even know you, or even if they do know you, when they're not prepared to handle that. Do have some level of responsibility for it. And please do seek help, professional help, if you need it. I've been through a lot myself. I think many of us have, especially if you're an indie dev. Just don't try to make somebody else commit murder or manslaughter. Don't bring other people into it. And I don't advocate you to take your own life, ever. If it does get to that point, don't hurt others on your way. But please also don't take that option. I think that's something that in driving school, I remember being told something similar to this, where the instructor was saying, if you are going to take your life in a car, you're going to drive off a cliff or something to that extent. I lived in an area where that was a possibility, that you could reasonably drive off a cliff into the ocean, basically. Don't do it with other people in the car. You have children, you have a friend. Don't do it with other people in the car. You shouldn't do it in general. If you're going to, don't do it with other people. Do not make it their problem. Don't push that burden onto them. It's just not fair. It's a very difficult situation. Because when writing this, excuse me, I didn't want it to come across as if I were vilifying people who have serious depression. I've had serious depression. But I think the larger point I'm trying to make here is, if you cross that line, nobody is going to feel sorry for you. Nobody is going to think it was tragic. Excuse me. And the result of that action in this context led to almost every conflict you've seen in this story, this narrative sense. Because that's how it felt when I try to analyze what would have happened if my dad didn't swerve me off the road. It would have hurt my life. It would have basically ruined it. My parents' lives would have been ruined. My sister's life would have been ruined. The lives of my friends in high school, my teachers, the people who know me. You may think you're all alone and there's nobody who cares for you. There are people who care for you, and there are people who care for the people who care for you. Don't hurt the people who care for you. Seek help. It's always good to seek help. But the people who are in your network are not the best equipped. And that's kind of what's happening here. And Marocchino thinks about it the way I think about it as well. Is there another way? Well, at the time, maybe there wasn't. Time was ticking. You have to make a decision. And so that led to the Old War. Excuse me. There is more to the story, but Marocchino has been through enough. But again, Maicha does note something doesn't add up. Maybe you saw it. Maybe you were paying close attention to all of these dialogues, these previous dialogues, and maybe you saw that something indeed does not line up here. We'll find out about that soon. Thank you for listening to that. We are no longer covering a dark, dark subject, and we're going back into lighter territory. So that was a pretty heavy dialogue. I think I am going to do this optional one. So here's Black Rose deciding to talk to some coffee regents. What could be more fun than this? Yuanyang, the coffee regent who is recognized by some as a tea princess. Hello there, Black Rose. Why so glum? Well, Marocchino was still here from the previous dialogue, decides to leave, and they don't explain it to her. So Black Rose has been told she needs to speak to Yuanyang. Why? Because it would be a life-changing experience. So here she is. Change my life. Excuse me. How about I ask you some things instead? I was told about Kopicham, your unique brew first seen from across the Alkaloid River. Level 3. You fought the Kopicham. A truly fearsome warrior. Kopicham isn't a fighter. Kopicham is a friend. A friend. There's nothing like giving a Kopicham a nice, warm embrace. You brewed such a powerful minion for the purpose of cuddles? Exactly. Why not brew something fluffier instead? Fair point. The cutest cuddles come from those who look the least likely to be cuddly. That's my belief. It's also my personal belief, if you ask me. Here comes Marocchino saying, like, just stop, you can't win. I am going to take a very brief break so that I may refill my water. I will be back. And when I'm back, we will do the next level of sovereignty. Be right back. I am back. Let us do one more level. I wanted to do 2. Maybe I will. We have the Aromatic field. Herbal tea level. Blueberry. Sugar. Chocolate. Lemon. Look at all these sparkly sugar guys right here. We have the Dancer. We have, I guess, the Machamp. We have the Refined Fusilier. You got 2 different guns. And, importantly, the Corrupted Sorcerer. This is the unit I said was very broken. Let's find out just how broken he is. A dangerous open plain. Oh, we got some decaf versions of these units. Oh, hey, it's instant. So, Roibus, how did we get here? Well, got an emergency. We're going after instant. And instant is not so appreciative of this. And doesn't quite understand why she's being invaded either. Excuse me. So Mate suggests, hey, let us occupy your lands. We don't have to fight. Not going to be your prisoner. Here's the warning, she's a lot stronger than she looks. All right. Step 1, survey the battlefield. Big open fields, lots of stray resource tiles, and 4 corners. Each corner with a decaffeinated soluble admiral. And the units it makes have +1 attack and +1 heal, but not increased HP, so it's not as bad as in level 8. They're also not as strong. Okay. And we have a bunch of units. Got our princesses. Let's look at our economy. 10 straight. Enemy has 19 straight. And a lot of coffee beans. Gotta be careful because these have multi-brew. They can brew 4 times. What do we want to do? Well, a good solution, as always, get some resource tiles. It's first and foremost, because those boons are very good. And look at that. We're not done yet. So we can start fighting. We can start reaching these tiles. If I go for this tile, which I can go for, that puts me there. God, voice is dying. I should stop the stream after this. If I go for this tile, I can move into this and this and this. From here, I can start making my way in. And so one option that is available to us is to make a bunch of scouts. So let us do that. Let us try to make our way in, because having these tiles will help. I'm not going to make anything in these little fights yet. We need to first get there. Okay. The only one we're not able to reach is this corner. So we're going to ignore this corner for now. We're not going to be able to reach it. We're going to look at these other corners. Because I can't reach this corner, I predict a lot of enemies will come from this area. And so, how about moving some units to start going in that direction? We don't have that much reinforcement here, and we have a lot more adjacency here. So I want to move this up. Okay, excellent. Let's look at some units we could make. The Refined Fusilier, the further away it is from an enemy, the more damage it does, which is very good. The Petite Sharpshooter can also shoot at a range, and the Corrupted Sorcerer can do this sort of status effect transfer thing, which is going to be very good with Ballet Tea, with Draining Tea. And we have the Sleepiness, we have the Explosiveness, and we have the Stealthiness. So if you think about positioning a bit, where do we want Mate to go? Where do we want Chamomile to go? Where do we want Roibus to go? I personally like to fight this level 1 corner at a time, You could also be aggressive and fight in all of the corners at once. It's sort of up to you as to what you do. Let's start with something kind of basic. This has a high attack of 3. I have the Draining Tea. I've lowered its attack. Okay, that's great. And these lemon guys are great, so I'm going to just make more of them. Let's see, we need a movement of 4 here. So let's just do our standard Tea of War. We could also do a Ballet Tea. Perhaps we should. B4. And let us respond with the Draining Tea to get that attack there. Lower its attack, make it easier for us to go in. 5, gonna smack you for 5. And we're gonna go back. I can technically do the same thing again here. I have Ballet Teas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can only do 5 right now. And move you there. Okay. So 19 HP here, 19 HP there. Their attack is lowered. That's pretty nice. Got more stuff we can do over here and up here. So technically, if I just make our little Draining Tea here and just immediately attack, right? And just move it there. Okay, we've got that tile as well. I can make another little dancer here, right? So 1, 2, 4, 5. Oh, we're going to get the full 6. 18 HP. Okay, pretty good. Now, we have not used our princesses yet, and we probably should. So let's think about what are the best brews in this case. Things that could drain and disable. Oh, beautiful. Draining Tea. I keep saying it. Great unit. What about Mate? What about Rooibos? So Rooibos, we're going to get to Rooibos last. We ideally won't need to do too much explosion stuff, but Mate, the Corrupted Sorcerer, can go in, grab some status effects, move it around. Yeah, let's do that. And it starts with stealth, which means I can give that stealth to other units. In fact, let's see what that's like, because it gives it to all adjacent units. So I've just duplicated stealth. Rooibos has stealth. This one Tea of War has stealth. Excuse me. Incredible. Now, Rooibos has no fear. Let's just make a sacrificial tea. And, yeah, that could stay there. That's fine. Stay there. We have a few tiles left, so we have to decide, do we want to brew from down here or from up here? Let's do from up here. Let's just get sacrificial teas ready, and we'll send it that direction. Here we go. We're compounding the effect here. It's getting weaker and weaker. It's brewing a lot, but they're getting weaker, so we could get rid of them faster. So we're taking heavy losses here. But we got ourselves in a pretty good situation overall. It's not the end of the world. With this Drain Tea, I want to hit the decaffeinated soluble Admiral once more. So now it only has 1 attack. Now I am drained, because these guys drained me. But wait. Corrupted Sorcerer. In action. I'm going to take the drained off of this unit, if I can. So first thing I want to do, I can take the block, I can take this, I can take all of this. I want to do that first. This has four. It says four. 4 stacks of juiced. Now this will drain me if I take them. But let's see what happens. So now it has none of these stacks anymore. And I have an attack of 4. So I might as well use that. Because I have more juiced than I do drained. I'm going to now move here. I'm going to do a little bit of a crazy swap. Because this has no attack, right? Now we can do our 5 here. We have our 3 attack. Go in there. And come out. This has 2. So we can easily do a Tea of War. Nice. And we're going to just start to focus on this corner a bit. Bring in the bomb squad. Okay. Let's look at other corners and go in, like this one. Aha! This block would be nice to take. Would love to just strip that right off the unit. And I have. Now let's make this annoying unit, make this guy a little annoyed. So, because it's a chamomile brew, it's sleepy. This effect no longer matters. I gotta be careful not to steal that sleepy, I don't want it. So what can Roibus make? Roibus is stealthy, I can go forward. A decommission here is great because it will do a lot of poison. Now I can take this block, and I can give it to the sacrificial tea so it won't die. Which is a very interesting move here. But then hit this. Not dead yet. And then I give the poison to these guys. This guy has stealth. And this guy can't attack it. Right? So I can just successfully do that. I can move you in. You have blocks, or you are going to block this huge hit of damage. You're going to get blasted, but you'll do some damage. Can we use Mate to our advantage here? With that, I think I just want to do our standard Pipsqueak Scout just to get scouts ready to go in and take territory. Let's clean this up a bit. Send in the Tea of War. Nice. Chamomile can still make something. I love how I said previously that I was just going to play this like safe and do a corner at a time, and now I'm just like, do everything. See if I could trick these guys to come here. Pretty safe position. I think that's the pot. Go here. Go here. Well, I can't really come down, so go here. I really want to get the snipers in. I think that would be really cool to showcase. Okay, let's see what happens. This is a very free-form level. There's no real one way to do it, and every time I play it differently. I see they left a tile for me to claim in the bottom left corner here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there it is. Let's use that Mate Stealth Scout right there to just take that. That's ours. There's a lot of ninjas here. Enemies run out of chocolate and vanilla, which is nice. That's kind of funky. How have they not taken that? Anyway, where should we... Oh my goodness gracious. So you can't do anything. Sure. 2. And I'm stealthy. And so you're done. I want to open this path. What I would love to do is to make that refined Fusilier. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's move one tile back. There's a reason for that. I would like to hit that, get this guy out of the way. If I can. And I am stealthy, so I can. And how should I go about doing that? Make a little sacrificial guy. Now, I don't think I'm able to do much else there. I can take the block off this one, actually. Let's do that. Give me that block. Thank you. I think I just have to take the shot and take some damage back. But that'll open me up to take the next shot next turn. Should be able to roll in with somebody here. We can make another one. That certainly works. Get that bonus damage in. Who would like block? Who would like block? There we go. Let's see what's going on down. Oh, we have a little more we could do. I'm going to smack you. You're sleepy now. You are useless, so just sit on that tile. What is happening here? Many things. Many things that aren't necessarily great. So, I have 7 drained and 3 juiced. And now, they have that instead. So, nobody's going to be hurting me anytime soon. You go in here. Please take that. I'd like you to carry that for me. Can I get a 6 damage in here? Well, I certainly can, well, now I can't even use the bomb correctly because, of reasons. Maybe I'll just bomb this one. Move up. This guy, let's do a Drain Tea. Still has this bonus Gambit there. I have 1 attack. Might as well use it. Yeah, no one can hurt. I've blocked and 1 drained. I don't want to move it again because I don't want to give up. I don't want to give that to people. So you will sit. Stay on that tile. That tile. Okay. Let's look over here. What is even happening? Lemons. I'm telling you. It's all about the lemons. And I'll take that from you. Thank you. And bombs. Go up here. You can... There. That might be a little aggressive. Might be very aggressive. We'll see if that works out for us. Some damage to this ninja. Gonna get this Fusilier ready for the next turn. You... It's just eating the statuses and being a blocker. That's amazing. That's so funny. Here we go. Let's see what happens. I didn't save that tile. No damage. Oh, we got the brutes are coming out. Oh, but he's almost done there. Oh no, I'm gonna take 4 damage. Might take more than 4 damage. This is dangerous. Yeah, I took 5 damage. Very scary. Gonna have to move her back. That is spooky scary. Let's move her back to a safer position, and let's consider what's going on here. You have 3 HP, I have 2 attack. I have no good things on me. Well, guess that does that. I took the block off. Lost my attack, but the block is off. This Draining Tea is basically dead. We're going to look at that later. I want to look at this situation that's evolving. You know, I would like that block, please. Thank you. And Roibus has stealth, so I can just move wherever I like. And I think I would like to capture these tiles. There we go. Roibus shouldn't attack, but, you know, do what I want. I can attack this Shedder of Power, of course. No risk to me there. I can move that block onto Roibus, or I can try to save it to get it to Chamomile maybe next turn. I think Chamomile might need it. Okay. Mate needs to move that I can have a 5, 6. 6, yep. Like to move up to get a nice blast of damage there. Like to make a very basic unit here. Just to get you out of the way so I can hit you for not as much damage, but a decent chunk of damage, I would say. This scout is just going to stay on this tile. Okay, before I get carried away, there's not much I can do in this situation, so I'm actually okay leaving it there. I want to look at this situation. Dealt with this guy. We need to deal with these ninjas. That's very bad if they're not dealt with. So, sacrificial will do it. Just need something to hit that. Tea of War can do it. I need to claim it. A Mate Scout could do it. Need damage output here. And if I get the hit in, I disable its passive. So that should be good. I have a little bit of a difficulty here in that I'm worried about this tile. I don't think there's anything I can really do about that. There is stuff I can do about this. Like just getting a lot of damage on this big guy. And another one. Just get you preemptively ready over there. Rest. Stay. You body block, yes. Stay on there. These don't actually fight Rebus. Stay on there. I guess I can decommission this. There. Stay there. Okay. Dang. We got one of them dealt with. Luckily, we're now outpacing their economy with all the resource tiles we've claimed. The Dark Ninja has fallen. Or the Dark Wizard has fallen. Okay, that was their turn. Not too worried about the situation up there. Let's see what's going on here. I can hit this Shedder of Power, as I have been. I am a ninja. It only hit in straight lines, but it is good to just capture that tile. Could capture it this way as well. You know, it's a possibility. Let's think about this. Okay. I have block. What am I afraid of? I'll do 3 damage. Not quite. Not a great number. Over here, can I, some sneakies? I could give Mate block. And then I could take this block. I have 2 attacks, so I can attack. And I just consume the block. Okay, and then with 3, a simple blueberry will do it. Should consider moving the stealthy units to protect tiles. What is even happening here? Lots of ninjas. I could get rid of this ninja. The reason I want to do that is to claim that tile. This guy is fodder at this point. So, you know, just chill. Sleep there. It's good. I want to start disabling these ninjas. And I really think that a guerrilla warrior is actually kind of something I've been waiting for. I can move in. I'll hit you for 1. You're disabled, so you're not really a threat to me. Hit you for another 1, and you're disabled, so you're not a threat to me. Let's see. So because you only have 2, I have stealth. Tea of War could go in, hit you for 2. You're not able to hit me back. It's blocking the path partially. You still have this guy, and that's scary. I have block. I don't have block on the chamomile. So we need to get stuff that direction. I think this is where our crisis area is. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. You have 7 HP now. This is annoying that you're here. I'm still stealthed. So, you know, I can go wherever I want, whenever I want. Become weaker. And I could decommission this and really just make it impossible to do anything. Yeah, that's look at that. That's great. Start moving the scout up, shouldn't I? If I brew here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's just short enough. It's just too short. But, now hang on. Not quite enough, but if I do this, get rid of you. I think I did that backwards. Whoops. Well, when in doubt, throw a bomb at it. Really want to capture that tile. Really would like to. Anything down here we can do? Yes, actually. Just put a scout there. She has to fall back because she's in trouble. I can lose the stealth. I don't want to. You stay there. You stay there. See what happens. Not my best playthrough of this level. Even if you fall behind, though, have no fear. You will overcome. The enemy is really running out of their blueberries here. Their economy is not as good as mine right now. Excuse me. Oh no. That's upsetting in many regards. Okay, we can reclaim that, I guess. That's just a thing that's happening. Let's see what's going on here. And with our stealth, right? This is good. I can really weaken this guy. Still has 7 attack, though, which is nuts. Give me your block. To attack? Yeah, okay. So what to do next? Many options are open to us. How is this still alive is my next question. We have the wizard, we have the block. We have fodder for our ninjas. Oh wait, yeah, no, that's good. That's fine. We have this big gun guy. But you're almost dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to position myself 2 tiles this way, and this is gone. Very good unit on this map. It's part of why it's in the recommended loadout. So we've gotten rid of 2 of them in the top left and the bottom right corner. And we have this tile under lock. Can we do something about this? Let's have our princesses make some magic happen. Not Roibus. Chamomile. Would you like to disable some units for me? Now, do not disable the big guy. You're going to be in trouble if you disable the big guy. The petite sharpshooter is a great unit for hitting things at range. So, for example, I can hit this guy. You know, it'll do 2 damage. It'll impede it. I could hit this guy, do 2 damage. It will kill me, though, if I do that. So I could also hit the Maca Vanguard. Now it's impeded and, you know, it's stuck. So that's good. We do want to get big damage on this guy. This guy needs to die. This guy is almost dead. How far is that? 4 tiles? Okay. At 4 tiles, I'll make a Tea of War. To get that tile. We're doing great. Let us make ourselves another Tea of War just to finish the job. Okay. And now Roibus can make us, well, Tea of War, frankly, is the best option here. Nicely done. It's not useful with her passive, it's just useful to keep that tile secured. We would like to claim things we no longer have. In this case, a Tea of War is the decent option here. Can't make a Tea of War, can make the lemon, so let's just kill this one. once and for all. Start moving this way. You should attack. That lemon's going to stay there for quite some time. You're going to stay here just to protect chamomile. Stay on that tile. Stay there. Okay. Making progress, everybody. Got 2 more of the big guys. Got a lot of little ones. And then we're going to be good. And we could finally learn more on what happened to Marocchino. Wow, they're just giving me that tile now. Well, I mean, don't mind if I do. Oh, no. The bitter battler. Okay. Let's see. I want to do a lot of damage. Has 7 HP. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. It's the most damage. It won't kill it. It's the most damage I can do right now. Got 9. It's time for you to blow your cover. I want to attack this one. And the reason is so that Chamomile can go up and get the finishing blow to open her path up. Now, let me show you something cool. It's when Mate makes a ballet T, because now it's 2x6. 1, 2, I just need 5. 3, 4, 4. Here's the 5. And we can have our 6. And we're still stealthed. So, Mate making ballet T, a very good option, always. So now we only have 1 big guy left. Got some cleanup we need to address. I would like to just pop a squat right there. Chamomile, I'm going to need you to make some magic happen. Got to drain these units down. Make them regret the day they were a brood. That there just in case. Start focus. I'm not going to focus on that corner yet. I just want to do a cleanup. I think that's the correct course of action right now. Got some cleanup to do. What the heck? Okay, you go away. Go here. Still 0. Okay. This is fine. Get the explosion. Okay, so this is clear. I guess you could start moving. This is being worked on. I still have my stealth that I got from Mate, so go in. Because this unit's dead now. Stay there. Okay, no more units with actions. Let's look at our tiles. You can do something about this. This is not a great place to be right now. Just need to start preempting that unit. Okay. We've cleared a couple corners. They're starting to spread out. I'm not worried. We have this in the bag. And we've used a big diversity of units, which is really cool. Always nice when that happens. Just going to go on a mission to reclaim these tiles. Wow, they have like no economy. It's great. Let us see what we shall do. Yeah, do that. Get the explosion. We have 2 HP. You're done. Can I make something that with Roibus that just will explode between them? That'll do like some good damage. Poisoned. Yeah, poison will work pretty well here, actually. Just to make sure, like, they die. That'd be nice. Where's our dancer? There you are. It has 6 HP. It is gone. May we make something just to pop that shield off. Mate, it is your time to make another dancer. So we have 5 HP. We need to churn through here. 2, 3, 4. It's so good when you have that extra move. 5. And we have stealth, so you know. That's always nice. Should get some death going on here. How about a lemon? Yep. That'll do. What we do about these guys? I'm not going to focus too hard on this. I think I should start focusing down here. This is a little bit concerning. Start focusing on some units here. We should maybe start preempting these guys. That will bring some of this AI over here. Stay on that tile, please. Stay there. Chamomile has not made something. I think it's time for Chamomile to shift over in this direction. She can't really make anything of use. The rest. Mate, you're good where you are. What tiles haven't we used? I think that's the closest useful one. But all we can make is a scout. But maybe that's good. Maybe we want the enemy to go after that scout. Lemons! Yeah, they went after the scout. Oh, goodness. Okay, it's not bad. That's annoying. Just decommission instantly because Roibus does allow you to do that. You have 1 HP, I have stealth. I'm just gonna take the hit. There we go. You have what, 6 HP? Okay, let's look at here. Is there a path I can make to... Oh yeah, I have stealth, I could just go through enemies. 1. 3. 4. 5. I can't quite reach this guy, and I want to. I just need to get, like, 1 hit on it. I can do that. I can open the path. 6. I'll take the damage. It's fine. I did a lot of damage there. I'll take it. Let's use the petite sharpshooter. It's been a bit. Here you go. 8. Let's do it again. There we go. This is almost dead. I'll just put a nice draining tea because of the HP there. It dies instantly. We can get rid of this Shedder of Power. 3, 4, 5, 6. And we still have our stealth. Mate, what units can you make? Nothing too great. I have this ninja problem here. Let's reclaim that. Okay. How are we doing here? This annoying one. And a lot of need to get rid of these units here. Just want to weaken them. Distraction scout. Still in range for some danger. I'm going to claim this tile now, so nobody can take that. Whew. We're really going for it, guys. Oh no, oh no, they're procreating. Let's give you the hit. You're now weaker. I'm dead, but you're weaker. My goodness. We're in some trouble here. Got some problems we need to sort out. This unit's just not a threat right now. So one easy way to sort out the problem is I make the draining tea. Mate, I'd like you to move. Draining tea goes in. Draining tea hits it. Draining tea then decides to die with Roibus' passive. This is not a problem anymore. Oop. Ballet tea. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that'll do. Put you here. Let's deal with this. I'm gonna lose the stealth. It's worth it though, because I can now kill this enemy pretty easily. How much HP you have? 1? Well, here comes the draining tea. Okay. Okay. We just want explosions now. We can get this kill. Only has 4 HP. We still have the stealth. I'm going to hold that tile forever. I am going to throw some Tea of Wars at the problem. This is kind of a problem here, actually, so this is a problem I need to throw Tea of Wars at. Who hasn't brewed yet? Let's make a Tea of War. Go in, touch it. You'll die, but damage is damage. Yeah, I guess I'll finally start dealing with you. This tile is in danger if it decides to go for it, so we'll do that. End the turn. Alright. We just have cleanup. The big units are gone. It's just the small ones. What is happening here? Cleanup might take a few turns, as it turns out. Bye. Make another one of these beautiful ballet teas that do a lot of damage really quickly. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's out of here. I can get you to pop the shield. I can reclaim. Also reclaim. And then go back to where I was. I could sacrifice myself here. for the greater good. I believe I needed to. Just stay there. 10 HP. We're going to need to throw some things at this. Okay, this unit is useless now. That's great. Tea of War will do. Tea of War. Let's do the Sacrificial Tea here, actually. More damage in. We might as well finish the job. This is 1 HP. We might as well continue to finish the job. Okay. Not too worried now. We'll just start making this unit make its way. The only units here are... Okay, let's just finish this. That guy's been around for way too long. Give war. Give war. That's about as good as I can get it. Okay. Take care of you. Thank you. Take care of you? Question mark? Dance your way over to this and take care of it. Now, just need... Let's use our... Let's go overkill. Here's the Guerrilla Warrior. There we go. And that's the level. Is that all of them? Have to keep on moving forward. Poor Roibus and Chamomile, maybe second-guessing the fact that they're leading an invasion. And as we know, instant is Mate's friend. Move it, ladies. She's a very abrasive individual, and we love her for it. We're going back into the dark territory. Just briefly. Because before I end the stream, I'd rather than do this dialogue next time, I'd rather do these dialogues now, get it over with. The next time we don't have to have that sort of discussion. And so, part 2. Or I guess before we do that, wouldn't you love to see an updated map, perhaps? This is where we were, and we're pushing a little bit forward, right here, into instance territory. Is now a good time to speak. So it's been a week since we last spoke. So now we're going to see what happened after Dian Hong. It's not as heavy a conversation, I should say. It's still kind of heavy. So all of the tea princesses north of the Alkaloid River, the ones who are no longer with us, declared war individually but didn't unify. And this part, we know, Matcha spoke about it. And this is where Marocchino believes that, hey, if the Tea Realms refuse to unify even in death, why would they have even bothered with Dian Hong? And this explains a little more of Marocchino's backstory. And so we just kind of go into exactly how the war happened, who died in what order. And how the Coffee Empire continuously begged the Tea Realms to surrender in the conflict. The Tea Realms didn't. And so, at this point, we have 4 Tea Princesses dead already. And even with that, the Tea Realms did not unify. The White Tea Princesses were infants. Mince was very far away. herbal tea princesses were viewed as subhumans. Excuse me. Mate was, you know, born in the coffee empire. Genmaicha hadn't been born yet. Black Rose had not made her presence known, and Masolichai refused to fight. So that just left Dragonwell and Earl Grey. So from Dragonwell's perspective, she didn't even know there was a war. Nobody really bothered to talk to her about it. If they did, she would have probably intervened. And so the only remaining tea princesses here, ignoring Earl Grey for now, are Roigui, Sencha, and Matcha. And, things kept falling. Instant wasn't involved in the war. She was still quite young. And so Matcha and Marocchino fought directly against one another. Marocchino believed they were once friends. There was a trio of Marocchino, Matcha, and Dianhong that completely shattered. So in Matcha's weird mind here, in Marocchino's weird mind, sorry, if Matcha were to fall, it should be by Marocchino's hand. So like Dianhong, Matcha did accept death, which is obviously difficult for Genmaicha to hear. But it was at that point when Genmaicha was born, in the middle of the war. The way tea princesses are born is explained in a different conversation, an optional one. They sort of just appear one day. And they don't appear as, like, the equivalent of a newborn child. Like, you could imagine they appear and they're about, like, 3 or 4 years old. Sort of think about the point in your life where you have your first memories, and that's about the age they appear in. It just kind of comes from the magical ether. There's tea magics, there's coffee magics, and sometimes out comes a human, I guess. And that's what happened. And so, Matcha, knowing that she wants to defend Genmaicha, finally asked another tea princess for help. That tea princess was Earl Grey. Earl Grey obliged. Had one fight with Marocchino. Cafe au lait, Marocchino's cousin, stepped in, and then the war kind of became 2 different battles, really. It became Earl Grey versus Cafe au lait, which is really what the old war is about in terms of what was written for the Tea Realms. But there was the separate side Marocchino versus Matcha fight that was also going on. Because Earl Grey did not kill Cafe au lait, they were able to end the war. Now here's the new information. A few years later, Marocchino visits Matcha. Genmaicha was a little bit older at this point, but she doesn't quite remember Marocchino. And Marocchino explained what happened with Yuren Yung with Dianhong. And yeah, they made up. However, the trauma of losing a lot of comrades, the trauma of the war, led Matcha to basically leave the continent. And that was the suggestion, as we just learned from Marocchino. Get some time away from it all. And before she left, all of her land she ceded. Everything north of the Alkaloid River was to Marocchino. Most of the land went to Dragonwell, but the little strip was for Genmaicha, including all of Lake Matcha. I apologize for that. Marocchino's surprised to learn that Genmaicha also has not seen Matcha since then. But they have been sending letters to one another. So, Genmaicha's surprised because not once did Matcha mention Marocchino, and part of that might have been to protect Genmaicha. It's just better that she doesn't know, but now she's finding out. That is the story. But there are inconsistencies. Let us find out what those are. So Matcha said Dianhong was under attack by the Coffee Empire. If you remember the letter cutscene that Matcha sent to Genmaicha, that is what she said. However, that account contradicts what Marocchino said. So how much time passed between Dianhong asking Marocchino for help and Dianhong trying to kill Yuanyang? 1 week exactly. And here is the realization. So what Marocchino didn't know was that Dianhong also went to Matcha for help. It is entirely possible that Marocchino's coldness was viewed as an attack. And here's the thing that happened. Marocchino forgot something very important. She did hurt Dianhong. Dianhong was so clingy, in need of help, that Marocchino lashed out, physically, with an army. But that still is a bit inconsistent. It's not quite what Matcha said. But if Dianhong was desperate enough to turn on her friends, how would she have viewed it? And so here's the new theory Marocchino has. It wasn't a full army like what Dianhong told Matcha. Marocchino's account is accurate. But when you are in such a desperate situation, you will exaggerate. It's a defense mechanism, really. And that's probably what happened here. And this is painful for Marocchino. You know, they were all friends. Excuse me. And with that, the story checks out. And so Marocchino makes a request. She wants to write to her old friend Matcha. And Genmaicha obliges. These two have a conversation immediately after that. And yeah, that was heavy. So, here are the two coffee regents, wondering what is going to happen next to them. They're in prison. The war is not going in their direction. Cafe Olé and Cafe Doya, the strongest coffee regent and the coffee emperor, are on opposite sides of the continent. If the Tea Realms succeed in capturing Instant and her land, they're completely cut off, right? That was what the map was showing earlier. So, now they speculate. Why haven't they surrendered? Here's an interesting note that Black Rose is in a stalemate with Cafe Olé, just to sort of ramp up the expectation that Cafe Olé is a pretty scary person. So, if they haven't surrendered, the only conclusion they're able to make is that the war is not yet lost. I would like to get... Where is Shomei? Where are you, sweetie? There you are. Shomei is going to talk with Marocchino. And Marocchino realizes how popular she is today. Ah. This dialogue. There was a writing where Marocchino was evaluating all of the tea princesses, and she believed it was possible that some tea princesses might willingly join the Coffee Emperor, or the Empire. So let's talk about that. How does Marocchino know about all of this? Spying, basically. So here is what I was talking about. Which tea princesses did she believe would join the Coffee Empire? And the answer may surprise you. Chamomile, Rooibos, Baimuden, Silver Needle, and you. So that's the herbal teas and the white teas. So the herbal tea princesses were already treated as inferior. Mate was already aligned with the Coffee Emperor, or the Empire, so it might make sense like, hey, check this out. Here's an herbal tea princess. You're an herbal tea princess. That makes sense. Unfortunately, Cafe au Lait said no. So now Shomi is like, why me? Poor Shomi here is just like freaking out. The manner in which the White Tea Princess is incorporated is not unlike the Coffee Confederation. But unfortunately, White Tea Princesses were well respected by the others, so, you know. So why keep Yuan Yung a secret? Well, it's because, you know, the old war. And this is the point where the two sides are beginning to sort of slightly understand one another. So here we go. Chomei's saying we're going to reestablish Mate's homeland. This time not via a mandate, but that would mean, hey, an enclave won't work. Won't be an enclave. Then he would ask for significant concessions. Oh, we'll find a way. Okay, well, cede some territory in the tea realms. No, that's not where Mate grew up. This war is never going to end, is it? Well, at least they both recognize it. Let's do one more conversation before we end for the evening. We know Baimuden and Genmaicha have a lot of bad blood between them. Have things improved? Well, Genmaicha does remember conversations. Oh dear. Poor Genmaicha just misses her sister. And so Baimuden's like, well, hey, why don't you go visit Matcha? And Baimuden's like, well, you know, you could borrow a ship, ask Black Rose. Genmaicha's uneasy about it. And that's setting up for something that will show up later. But the good news is, they're not trying to kill each other anymore. As they were previously quite a bit. This has been a longer than expected stream. It's almost been 4 entire hours. But I believe we should stop here. It's a very long one. It was kind of a heavy one. But I want to thank all of you for joining us, for tuning in. I do appreciate it. And I hope you're doing well. I hope you've had a good time. I will see you again next Thursday as we continue through some of the final levels of the game. That's a very exciting prospect. Thank you so much, everybody. I will talk to you all later.